Hey everyone, if you've been looking to take control of your health, then I want to tell you about LifeMed Institute. They focus on things like hormone optimization, genetic testing, weight loss, longevity, and overall health and wellness. Not just treating symptoms, but helping you actually feel and perform better. What I like is their personalized approach. They actually take the time to understand your body and build a plan around you. You can find LifeMed Institute in Rehoboth Beach, Timonium, Columbia, Bel Air, and Westchester. If you're ready to start feeling better and performing at your best, then check them out and take the time to invest in yourself. Anyway, all right, you ready? All right. Rob Ledogar, welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, also known as Led, as I
Yes.
just found out.
Yes.
Which is much easier than just saying Ledogar. Yeah, man, thanks for coming over, dude.
No, thank you. Thanks for connecting and going back
man.
and forth. And it's great to be here.
Real quick for everyone, Led is a retired U.S. Marshal, task force supervisor, which is great because I was a task force guy out of the East New York district.
Yes, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Navy veteran, served during Desert Storm era.
Yes.
And in 2015, while on the task force as a supervisor, correct?
Yes.
You stood up for a female task force officer who was being harassed, which ended up costing you your career with the Marshal Service.
Yes. But she wasn't a task force officer. She was a deputy.
Oh, she was a
deputy marshal. Yeah,
Okay.
it was
okay.
TFOs.
Yeah.
2 TFOs and
It
then
was
2
TFOs
marshals.
that were fucking around screwing
Yeah.
shit up.
Yeah.
Copy that.
Got it.
All right. We're going to get into that a little later on. You also, we'll get into this too, but just real quick so people know, you have some cool things in your career. Like one was the El Chapo case, which is pretty cool. So we'll get into that.
Yes.
But starting out, where'd you grow up? New York?
New York, Queens. Yes.
Grew up in Queens?
Queens my whole life.
I never would have guessed.
You can't tell right with the accent? I don't know. Do I sound like...
No, I totally hear it. Yeah, for sure. I got a lot of friends, Delaware, man. So like everyone retires down here from like New York and Jersey. So like a lot of my friends have that New York, Jersey accent. Yeah.
But the New York and Jersey, they're different.
They're different.
When you're from New York and Jersey, they're different.
They're different. They're different. Yeah. So how was that growing up there, man?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I grew up in a small town called Broad Channel. It's actually a little island connected by 2 bridges. One from Howard Beach and the other was Rockaway Beach. So I were part of the Rockaways.
Yeah.
Loved it. I lived on the water my whole life. And, you know, being in New York, you go through the 4 seasons. So the weather was...
Brutal winters.
Oh, my God. Forget it.
Winters,
I mean,
man.
half my house was on pilings on a canal on the water.
Cool, yeah.
So loved the water and had a boat my whole life. You know, I'm still best of friends with the guys and girls I went to kindergarten with.
Oh, cool, man.
You know, like
Yeah.
we still hang out and talk and
People,
everything.
they all still live there. A lot of them still live there and stuff.
Parents and so on, and some people
families.
stayed. Yeah, families. I still have family down there.
Oh, okay.
But friends-wise, a lot of guys. You know what's so funny is everybody branches away from high school or college in the military. And like for the guys, we all met girls that weren't from the neighborhood and got married. You know, but when we were growing up there, like we all dated the girls. Or the same, everybody's like a circle.
Yeah, it's funny.
But I see those girls, women now, and they're all married.
Yeah.
You know, with kids, and the kids are a lot of the girls, like I grew up there, their families are so successful. Their kids grew up so successful.
Yeah.
And going into the military or into college and everything. And us growing up, we were like, no, let's go to high school and who knows what's going to happen from there. You know?
Yeah.
And for me, I went right into the Navy.
Yeah. What was, did you always want to do that? Or was that just something that kind of came up?
No, I knew I was going to go into the military. And it wasn't because my grandfather was in the Army, my dad was in the Army, my dad was in Vietnam, my grandfather was in World War II.
Okay, so family history. Yeah.
It's history too, but I don't think it wasn't pushed on me at all.
Yeah.
But I wasn't the apple on the tree that we say in school, you know.
Yeah.
My little sister, she went to college. You know. But me, I was like, my dad's like, what are we doing here? You know, you're lucky you're getting through high school, you know. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to go in the Navy. And I did. I signed up early.
Yeah.
And went into the Navy and did almost 7 years in the Navy. Loved it.
Why the Navy? What made you pick that?
Being on the water.
Being on the water, yeah.
And not being educated enough to know, like I could have went in the Army and went to like harbor patrol in the Army,
Yeah.
and like my dad did that in Vietnam. He was driving boats while they were making bridges
Yeah.
in Vietnam during the war. And I'm like, why?
I always feel like Coast Guard would be a pretty cool job.
Coast Guard's great.
They have lots of badass units. It's pretty
Great.
cool.
And I know so many people today that they're going into the Coast Guard, and it's great. But I don't know. I went to the Navy, and I went into the military police program in the Navy, which was Master at Arms, and just went from there.
Were you on the land, or were you out?
Dude, I was on. Bro, man, I had a great career in the Navy. 7 years. I was never on a ship.
Oh, dude.
Never on a ship. I have no idea the language, the way of life on a ship, nothing. And people would make fun of me in the Navy. My friends, they're like, I didn't know the protocols to get on a ship or any of that. And I was almost like a civilian in the Navy because I was very fortunate. I went in and I did military base security for a little bit in Bahrain during Desert Storm.
How was that?
It was crazy. Yeah. But it was so busy. There was hundreds of thousands of people there.
Were you there when the war kicked off? Like right when the war kicked off?
Yes, right after. And then before, during, and after. Yeah.
How was that? What was that time? I haven't really talked to anybody.
Scary as hell, not knowing, and the communication was terrible back then. So you would finally call home on payphones. You had to get AT&T numbers. There was no cell phones, none of this stuff, no computers. And like my dad's like, the war's over. Like it's a big telling me what's going on.
What are you doing over there?
I'm like, I don't even know. But it's just chaos.
Yeah.
But back then you're not messing with the American military at all.
Yeah.
You're not. I mean, when you see that, and I was 100 miles from Kuwait when they were attacking it, and everything was lit up in the sky like
just constantly.
It was insane. It was insane.
Wild.
Great time. Great time. And then I did 14 months in Bahrain. I'm like, did somebody forget about me over here? Like,
just
some guys are doing 6 months to a year. Why am I still hanging around?
Out. Yeah.
And then finally get in touch with what they call the detailer, and then I wound up getting orders to go to Italy.
Oh yeah.
I went to another island.
Yeah.
I went from home on an island to Bahrain as an island to Sardinia in Italy. It's the island off the mainland of Italy.
Yeah.
Under Corsica, France. And went to this other island of that island called La Maddalena. It's 11 square miles. It's a sub-tender base. And it was unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
We had a great time over there. And there I was the investigator. So I worked under then NIS, which is NCIS now.
Yeah.
So I would deal with, almost like a detective work. And I learned that job when I was in Bahrain from some other guys there. And went over there, and I wore civilian clothes. I had long hair.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody thought I was a dependent from like a military person. And I was like, this is great. But I would do things. I worked with the Carabinieri. I worked with different ships that came into the base, and then different submarines that came in. Because guys would go out in town and drunk and disorderly, get into fights, stupid shit, and then do other stuff. I mean, you had a little commissary with it, people stealing from there. Drugs are coming and going. This is, in 92, 93. So
that's wild, man.
Had a great time.
Well, that's cool that they gave you like relaxed grooming standards and shit. That's pretty nice.
There was a lot you had to do with that. Like my senior chief had to put a policy together, and the commanding officer,
because back then that was like really rare to have relaxed.
Oh my God, because it's all strict.
Yeah,
yes,
that's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I had a government car over there in Italy.
Oh, shit.
Like, this is amazing. So at a very young age, I understand where we're going next with the Marshal Service. Like the government and the program.
So what led to the Marshals?
Well, after I left Italy, I went to Little Creek, Virginia.
Oh, right down. That's like 3 hours from here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there, and I went there as an instructor now.
Oh, for what? What were you doing?
Shipboard security engagement tactics from a guy who never was on a ship. No, I'm like, so we would
teach. This is the U.S. government.
You gotta love it. We were teaching men and women that were on ships, their security reaction team, in case they ever got attacked, how to respond and do tactical training.
Huh.
I was an investigator,
You're like, all right, this is what we're doing.
But we were doing it on an emptied out oiler down in Little Creek and doing paintball guns. not simunition, but the paintballs.
Oh shit!
And we would do like war games on this ship and everything.
Using legit paintball guns.
Yeah,
big
with
ass fucking tubes and shit on it.
Yes. And also did weapons qualifications for a 45, a shotgun, and an M14. So I'm like, and I'm an instructor now doing that. Okay, I had to give classes and primarily on deadly force.
Yeah. That's wild.
Crazy. So while I'm there, we're getting all these teletypes for law enforcement jobs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm getting out. I'm not staying in the Navy making a career. There was no money.
Yeah. You had a good time.
I'm getting 22 grand a year. Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
And my dad was, on my ass. He's like, listen, you got sending me the announcements for like NYPD or corrections, anything up in New York.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to be a NYPD or cop like that. I'm going to be a federal agent. And originally my hopes and dreams were to go to DEA. And I had all that because I was in love with the show Miami Vice. And I thought they were DEA. You don't know. You're a kid.
Yeah.
So I was putting in for everybody that came across, just putting in.
Yep.
And then the Marshals Service had this program called Operation Shining Star. And they were recruiting military guys with backgrounds like law enforcement or special programs, special forces, whatever you had. I knew I was going to get picked. I'm single. Everybody's in shape. Everybody's fit.
Yeah, you got the background.
And they're down in Norfolk recruiting.
Yeah.
Then we had to quick take the Treasury test, which I guess I did good because I was getting interviewed. And they were like, yeah, man, come on. And I had to go for the interview down there in Norfolk. And I showed up in like my gear, like beat up clothes because we were doing paintball training. Yeah. And it was some of the marshals. And they were like, what the hell are you doing? And we're like, this is what we do. And I'm like, you guys want to do it?
Yeah.
You want to check it out? They're like, yeah. So there was a couple of them.
That's cool.
They came the next day from Norfolk to Little Creek, get them on the base, bring them in. They're like, what the hell? And I'm like, don't you guys do this stuff? Like, how is the Navy?
They didn't train like that? Yeah.
No, not the Marshals. I'm like, you should adopt this stuff. I think about it now. I'm like, would have been great.
That's nuts.
So I knew I was getting called.
Yeah.
But I'm in the Navy, bro. I'm still active duty. So they call me and they're like, okay, we're going to offer you the job, blah, blah, blah. And this is like, I think in January. And they're like, hey, the academy starts, I think in June or July, whatever it was, maybe even earlier. And I'm like, okay, I'm 24 years old.
Yeah.
So I called the detailer who was my senior chief in Italy. And he's like, hey, man, you can't get out of the Navy. He's like, you have another year and a half left on your you did an extension to go to Virginia. I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested. I want out. The Marshals are going to hire me. They're like, It doesn't work like that. I'm like, all right. He goes, you got to put in a request to try to get out early if you can, but
good luck.
Yeah, you kiss it goodbye. You screwed up. I'm like, all right. So I do it. My lieutenant, he didn't like me at all because now I got this job that he's trying to get too.
Oh.
So he's jealous. So they all say no, no, no. And now I got to go see the commanding officer at the base. And I'm like, this is what I'm doing. They're like, who do you think you were to even go apply? Like they're trying to like knock me down. I'm like, I call the detailer back again. He goes, hey man, call, and everybody, they have terminology for like what the CEOs of the base, like the old man or the old lady.
Yeah.
My commanding officer in Italy, she was a captain. Now she's an admiral. We called her the old lady.
Yeah.
She's at the Pentagon. She's an admiral. He goes, she's your only hope. Call her. So I call her, and I worked directly for her when I was in Italy. So I call her.
So you have a good relationship with her?
A great relationship, yeah. She met my mom. My mom came to Italy. That's it. So I call her up, and I tell her my thing. She's like, no, I don't want you to get out of the Navy. She goes, I definitely don't want you to be a federal agent. She goes, what if we work on you becoming an officer? Go to OCS school, and then you come work for me. She goes, when I leave the Pentagon, I'm going to Hawaii, and you'll be my aide. You drive me around, you do all the stuff as an ensign or a lieutenant. I'm like, yeah, no, I want out of the Navy.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I go, because when you leave Hawaii, I'm going to get orders to go to a ship.
Yeah, then what? Yeah.
And I'm going to get killed.
Yeah.
She's like, no, you'll stay with me for the rest. She's like, I'm not getting out of the Navy. I'm staying. She goes, I'm going to do 30, 40 years. And this lady, she wound up becoming a 3-star admiral.
Oh, damn.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
And so we're going back and forth. And then finally it was like, she's like, okay, I'm going to authorize you to get out of the Navy. And then like, it just happened like that, you know?
Damn, dude, you got lucky.
And then we had a teletype come over. The lieutenant was so pissed off at me. Who the hell do you think you are? And I'm like, oh my God. They're like, you know, Robert Ledogar is authorized honorable discharge to get out of the Navy, blah, blah, early.
So it was like early, like when you needed it, like it was okay, it can be this day.
I got out of the Navy on Saturday, and on Sunday I was in the Marshals.
Damn, reported to the academy?
The next day.
At FLETC? Dang, boy.
Yep. I mean, I took leave.
Yeah.
From there, I went up to New York. I had to get rid of stuff. I was in Virginia.
Yeah, but on paper, you were done Saturday.
On paper. Yes, sir.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Then I went to the academy. My whole academy class was military guys and girls. So they tried to beat the shit out of us the best they could, these instructors back then, and they weren't military guys. Like
Is the academy now for marshals like a lot like it was then, or is there a lot of things different now?
I think it's different. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure some things have changed over time, I'm sure.
I think my class, just because it was me and I'm biased, that we got the shit kicked out of us every day. Like we had this one instructor who was from New York. His name was Don Rackley. Big black guy. Monster. And let me tell you, he would PT the hell out of us every day. In the morning, gym, everything. Like he didn't care about the classwork. He's like, we're running, people. We're doing push-ups, sit-ups, and forget it. We got the shit kicked out of us, man, doing that stuff. But it was great. Yeah. And they couldn't beat us.
How old were you then? Early 20s, mid 20s?
24,
25.
25. Yeah.
How was the academy? Was pretty good?
Yeah, well, it's so much. I know it's a lot different today.
Yeah.
Because they do a lot more
tactics.
No, not tactics. I think they do a lot more classroom work, education, like, you know, understanding the rules and all that, the policies,
But you guys have a lot, like, I don't think people understand. A lot of people don't understand what everything the marshals do. It's not just fugitives. It's a lot of shit that you guys do.
It's a lot, and it's like a police department, right? It's like being a police officer or a sheriff. You merge them all together in there, which is fascinating. Because
you guys have courts, you have transports, you have fucking security, you have sex offenders. Like, you guys do a lot of shit.
In protective intelligence investigations, you know, dealing with the judges, the U.S. attorneys, dealing with WITSEC, seizing property.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on.
And now you have the tactical stuff where you do the phone work. You know, you're doing, you know, like we have all these powers to do things.
Yeah, it's nuts. There's a lot of stuff in there.
A lot of stuff, and it's so undermanned.
Yeah, I mean,
so like you go to districts, like districts run everything. There's 94 districts.
Well, it's like us, like here in Delaware, like our district, we have like X amount of task force officers, which is, you know, city, local, and state cops put together on a task force, and then we had one deputy that like supervised us. Yeah, you know what I mean. That was it.
Well, like New York, that's why it's so different in New York, and it's hard. Well, you talk to different guys, like the task force. Like we in New York, we had the biggest task force in the nation. Yeah, like we were the first ones, and it was the RFTF, so it was great. And it was New York, New Jersey, though, merged. But you had the whole state of New Jersey, the whole state of New York. Yeah, I mean, in Manhattan, in the main office itself, you had Eastern New York and Southern New York. So you had all of us marshals there too. So I was on the task force just as a deputy in the beginning, and I was doing some work in the district within Brooklyn on different teams. Then I get promoted and then I was even doing stuff out in Long Island in Islip because I lived out in Long Island. So I would jump on those guys' teams to do work to make it work for me.
I just did work with some guys up there. I can't remember their names, but they were NYPD guys.
Listen, let me tell you,
they came down here a lot with us.
Of course, because everybody, and we let people, then when I became a supervisor, I was right on the task force again. And we held nobody down. Yeah. Like we were different supervisors, because when I came on the job, the supervisors I had before, they were what they are. You know, they didn't know what they all egos. Yeah. Us in warrants, we were like, go. Like I was the boss. I was a supervisor. I wanted numbers. You got to produce. Yeah. Arrest people. That's your job. Like more the better, and then we'll get more people. Because that's how you play the game. But we had a great chief who backed us all the way, and he was like, this is the greatest thing going, because we had a great relationship with all the federal agents, with all U.S. Attorney's Office. I mean, we were doing the work, and nothing bad was happening, thank goodness. Yeah. Until it does happen. Yeah. NYPD in New York City, there's 24 detectives on the task force. You don't go to any other task force that happens. And we had 4 sergeants, a lieutenant, and those guys were unbelievable. They had state police, parole, probation, all at the local level. Then you had We had friends with DEA, ATF, Secret Service.
Yes,
they were
nuts.
calling all the time, like, hey, can you do this?
Yeah.
And then just throw this at you. In Eastern New York, we have the airports. You got JFK, LaGuardia, and then out in Long Island, you have Islip.
Yeah.
We had work every day at JFK. Every day. People coming and going on the run. So, and we're intercepting them. And
running and gunning, man.
It was nonstop. You could go 24/7 on there.
What led you to the task force? So you go through USMS Academy. Where'd you start from there? Where'd you go?
I went right to Brooklyn, to Eastern New York.
Oh, you got to go back to your home district.
Went right there, yeah.
Was that hard to do? Because I know now, like when guys go through, it's like you get like you put in like your top 3 and they tell you where you're going to go out of those top 3. Usually.
No, I was lucky to go right back to Brooklyn. It was either going to be Brooklyn, Manhattan, or DC.
Oh, okay.
So they were like, no. And my then chief actually knew my dad. But it was just coincidence. Like they were talking, and I think my chief, that guy then made sure I was coming to Brooklyn. I think I wanted to go to Manhattan just because it was Manhattan. Thank goodness I didn't, because it's a different personalities.
Totally different.
Totally different. And Brooklyn is great. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's older guy, senior, and you got to earn yourself. You got to.
Did you go right to the task force when you got there?
No way. No, there was no task force.
That hadn't been created
That
yet.
didn't create till after September 11th, 2000.
Oh, no shit. That's when the task forces came around?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Before then, we had little task forces, like a little partnership with a Queens task force in New York with BD.
But it was all marshals.
All marshals. You just worked warrants.
It wasn't a task force with different agencies and stuff like that.
No, not yet. No.
Oh,
it didn't happen until after September 11th.
I didn't realize that. Interesting.
Yeah. But no, when I went back from the academy, no, come on. I was thrown right out there with the wolves. They're like, you're in the cell block, you're doing transport, and you're in court.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter if you had a week on the job or 20 years on the job.
Yeah.
We were all doing it. And it's Brooklyn. It's nuts. We were moving over 100 prisoners a day. And you have to do the transportation yourself. So we would come in early.
Nuts.
You're there at 5 o'clock in the morning. You got to be at the jail at 6.
Yeah.
With prisoner vans and buses. And you're in half a suit. I don't know if you'd noticed that with the guys. Like, you're wearing dress pants and a T-shirt with a jacket on. You're like, and you had a fanny bag with your gun in there.
Yeah.
Like, we were so...
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah, and you're like... And I look back at it now and I make movies about this stuff, what we did.
Yeah.
And they try to make it so much more movies. Like, we never got in...
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, nobody escaped from us. Nobody tried to break people out. Nobody attacked our vans. Nothing ever happened. And we're in downtown Brooklyn under the BQE. It's terrible. It's industrial. You're going through bumper-to-bumper traffic in New York.
Oh, God.
And like, the funny thing is that movie, The Fugitive, or whatever it was, they like, put your lights and sirens on and go, where?
Yeah.
Where you want me to go?
Did that movie, like, beef up... applications or anything?
I don't know. I was on the job when that happened.
That movie. I love that movie. Because nobody really ever knew shit about the Marshals Service.
No, and it still put off a bad thing. It like put the real stuff out. It was great. It's it's entertaining.
Yeah.
The next one was the one with Wesley Snipes in it.
Oh, yeah, the other Marshals one. Yeah,
that movie was being filmed.
Or no. One was the Marshals and one was the Fugitive. I can't remember which
there was
one
the Wesley Snipes was Marshals, U.S. Marshal, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And that movie was being filmed in Manhattan, in New York City. And there was one scene, it was filmed in a building my wife worked in. And she was walking through the set and saw Wesley Snipes, and she went up to him and had my business card. And she entered, she's like, my husband's a U.S. Marshal. He's like, holy shit. She said, perfect gentleman.
Yeah.
And he autographed
the card,
my business card back then. And then my wife got it. She's like, what do you think? I'm like, it's cool. Yeah, somewhere
That's
around,
fucking hilarious. That's pretty cool.
It's just cool, something like that to happen,
Oh, yeah, dude.
But for us, like all the TV shows, not just U.S. Marshals, but like Law and Order and Blue Bloods, even that show Homeland.
Yeah.
That was all filmed downtown Brooklyn.
Yeah.
In Manhattan. So like and a lot of those shows, the storylines, were people we arrested.
Yeah.
So you look, I'm like, we arrested that guy. And some of the funny things I would tell perps, when you go in there, like you hit a house in the morning and somebody would come out and all of a sudden they're a lawyer and they know everything, because it's different.
Yeah.
It's different. Our job's different. And like, oh, you must have watched Law and Order yesterday, so you know what's going to happen. I'm like, you didn't watch the ending because you're going to jail, bro. Like, that's it. You're arrested. Because people ask those questions, and it had to be different from you going from a police department. Now you're going into the feds to see how it all works, And even today, when everybody's like, we'll jump right into like, oh, I want to see the warrant. We don't have to show you a warrant.
Yeah, I don't have to show you anything.
I don't have to show you like you're wanted.
Yeah.
That's it, period. Like I'm not coming in here to do an investigation.
Yeah,
We're not
right.
looking.
The investigation's been done, dude.
Yeah, you're all wanted. You know that. We're going to fingerprint you, bring you in and all that. But me, it took a little while when you start doing it because you're young and you're so energetic about it, But then it was later on, I'm like, just show the people the warrant.
Yeah,
here's the warrant. You don't know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And I don't know who you are in this house of 17 people. But here, you want to read the warrant? Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
You're under arrest. Let's go. Everybody's on the ground getting handcuffed.
Yeah.
It's so different. And I feel for the guys and girls today because everything's so, and that's why I don't Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't critique. I was there. I did it. I've been through the system.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
How was you got any good stories from the early days getting on?
Yeah, I remember a couple when I was very young and I was working with this other guy, it was my partner at the time, but we were still in like general operations and we were going, doing rotations into warrants.
Yeah.
But he's from New York too. He's from Brooklyn. His name's Rob, and great guy, and he had a case and the perp's name was Sal Travella, and he was wanted by the marshals for probation violation.
Okay.
That's what we always get.
Yeah.
And he'd been in and out of jail, bank robbery. Well, he had a new case on him for bank robbery. So the FBI is looking for him. But we had the probation warrant and we're not sharing information. Back then it was
this 90s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the 90s. Yes, probably 96, 97.
Okay.
And I remember it was after the summer and it was me and Rob working it all the time. And we were sitting out in Manhattan in like the Village area because he was a freak of a guy, like going out there. And people were telling us, he's here. He's like here in this place called St. Mark's Place. And we're like, we're going nowhere. Next, I don't know how it develops. Next thing you know, we're in Atlantic City. And we find out he's trying to pawn off some jewelry he stole or whatnot, but he gambles. He goes to Atlantic City. So we're down there and it's me and Rob and it was the other guy, Lenny DePaul, who created the task force in New York, who was the chief of the task force.
From the TV show.
Yeah. And this is before it was on the TV show.
Yeah.
And the then supervisor, who unfortunately he had passed away for health reasons, Mikey Hollander. It's the four of us down in Atlantic City. And I don't even know. I don't even know if we told New Jersey we were going there, but you have to share all this stuff. But we're in Atlantic City now. So I remember Rob and I are driving wherever whatever that road is down there in Atlantic City with the casinos and the hotels. And we're in when Ford Expeditions just came out, we had a maroon one. It was so ugly looking. Sal Travella walks in front of our car, the truck, crosses the street right in front.
Wild.
We're like, holy shit. And we knew it was him because he had a tattoo of a Playboy bunny, the bunny head.
Pretty distinctive, yeah.
And it was like pink on his arm.
Yeah.
And we're like, I don't even... If we saw the video of the work what we did, I still wouldn't believe what we did.
Yeah.
But we just jumped out of the truck.
Yeah.
Right there and left the truck on the middle of the street. We were like, and I was like, yo, Sal. He's like, what? And it was him.
Yeah.
We went to tackle him, whatever. And now we're on the corner and there's a pizza parlor there with the big plate glass windows. And we're fighting him, it's a big guy.
Yeah.
And he was going to beat the shit out of me. But I'm trying to grab him. Rob's grabbing him. We're going back and forth. There's people out. It's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Atlantic City. And we're wrestling around. I remember looking at the guys in the pizza parlor looking at us like, what the hell? And we fall into a payphone booth, the stand-up payphones, and Sal hits his head on it. Thank goodness. Boom. He's down on the ground now. Blood everywhere. We're trying to... And I have a fanny bag on because we're in the car. We don't have holsters.
You're not kitted up with like your vest or anything.
No, not like how these, like what you see on TV. There's no vest, nothing. We're in there. Like, I'm annoyed that we're still driving around in Atlantic City. And my radio falls off. And we're grabbing this trying. And there's a guy comes over. And he's like, a little crowd's going. I'm like, yo, pick up the radio and call Lenny. Just call Lenny. Hit the radio, call Lenny. And because I'm not letting go, me and Rob are on him. It's like,
yeah.
And the guy grabs the radio, and I just remember it so well. He's like, yo, Lenny. And Lenny's like, who is this? And he's like, yo, Lenny, your boys are getting fucked up down here, man. You better get. He's like, where are you? Where are you, man? And he's like, Lenny. They tell you a story later. He's scared for us. Like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, you didn't know what's going on.
No, and then all of a sudden you hear sirens going because the pizza parlor guys are calling 911.
That's wild.
It's happening like that. And
yeah, because they don't know you guys. They don't know you guys are law enforcement.
No, we're in jeans and t-shirts.
Clothes, yeah.
FBI somehow is monitoring or following us.
Yeah.
Because they know we're close to them and we're working it. And we're not sharing information. FBI shows up. Atlantic City PD's there. We're all there. It's all seconds. Now we have to take this guy to the hospital because he's all banged up and that. And we're like, I remember Mikey, the supervisor, he's like, listen, we're not going to Atlantic City PD, we're U.S. Marshals. We're taking the body.
Yeah.
Period. It's neighboring states.
Yep.
We're taking them right to Brooklyn. End of story.
Yep.
No to the FBI. The FBI was like, we're taking them. No, you're not. We're taking them. You know, we got them for that. That's it. It was political back then. We don't know. I'm 25 years old, 26 years old. I'm like, but it was so exciting. We cool. did that right there. And me and Rob talk, like, well, we make fun. They make fun of it all the time, but we act the perp, Sal.
Yeah.
What were you doing? And after a while, we find out in his knapsack, he had a 38. So he was trying to get to his knapsack, fight us. He knew, he said it, and we bounced off the plate glass window, not realizing this.
Yeah.
And Sal's telling us, he goes, I had to hurt him. Rob, my partner, is bigger than you. And he's like, get rid of him. He goes, you were nothing. And I'm looking at him like, I'm half his son. Like, of course, I'm like, well, I would have shot you.
Yeah, he had a game plan.
Yeah, like, this is it.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
So that was, and I think we got some awards for doing that arrest and everything. And then getting made fun of all the time about, like,
that's cool, man.
What we did. That's
a pretty good one, yeah.
But the ones when you have to chase people down
are
always the funniest.
Oh, dude, yeah, I got some good one. We chased a guy through the marsh one time. We've had some good ones, dude.
We got one. It was one of my cases, and again, this was back in the day with Lenny, and we were sitting somewhere in Brooklyn, and the perp comes out, and I'm like, "That's him, that's him." So we're like, "Listen." Everything you learn in the academies, all this stuff that you need to do this, just how you park your car.
It's different on the street.
It goes south.
Out the window, dude.
Right out. It's like, stop it.
Out the window.
That's why I don't Monday Morning Cornerback, and I don't listen to these guys who never did the job.
Everything's fluid, man. It's changing
all of a sudden, constantly. Once one guy gets out of the car, everybody's out of the car. Yeah. You're going. Your cover's blown. It's a disaster. And I had bullshit Nikes that you had on, jeans and a holster, a gun. That was it. A bulletproof vest. We didn't have all this tack gear and
they got everything now.
Yeah, I didn't have a backpack to go over there. I'm like, so you didn't have baseball gloves on, any of this stuff. And we were chasing the guy, running through Brooklyn, and he runs into a warehouse with like food production warehouse, food products, like all vegetables and stuff like that. Boxes, crates of it. Boom. And we tackle them into like crates of lettuce or something or cabbage. Guys are banged up, bleeding, like hurt.
Yeah.
And Lenny, they're grabbing him, and Mikey went to handcuff the perp. Mikey was our supervisor, great guy. And he handcuffed Lenny. Lenny's like, that's me, Mikey. Like, stop. Just stand there and watch. Like, and he was older than us, but what's older? He was in his 30s.
Yeah, right.
And beat up.
Yeah.
Because he smoked all the time. And he cuffed Lenny. He's like, what the? I mean, you think about it now. That's
funny, dude.
That's the job.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
That's wild.
And you talk about it today, and you laugh your ass off.
Yeah, those are the good things to look back on and laugh at.
Things like that,
That's a pretty good one. So you moved through the 90s doing that kind of stuff. I'm sure on and off doing other things like
well, you know what? Another big thing is we did in the 90s. It was after the 90s. After September 11th was big protection details.
Yeah.
On 2 judges out of Manhattan, and I was on that a lot. Which was
Yeah, you guys do a lot of protection details. I know.
Yeah, we were getting killed, and it's around the clock. Going and driving the judge around, driving his wife around, going out to all these things. It sucks.
Yeah.
Protection details suck. Doing it like that, you lose so much money. It's just so exhausting. And then you would go from that doing 2 weeks or even 4 weeks. Me, look, man, you just met me, my personality. Like, look, the judge liked me. Yeah. The judge's wife liked me. I was out in the Hamptons for like a whole summer. I brought my boat out there. I
bring your boat on out.
I brought my boat out to the Hamptons.
That's hilarious.
Called my dad. He's like, and he trails it out there at a 26-foot checkmate.
I mean, you're living out there, basically.
I was out there the whole time. My dad lost his mind. He's like, what am I doing? I'm like, Dad, can you trail the boat out here? So he had to go from Rockaway to the Hamptons. It took him like 5 hours in the summer. Hilarious. And he pulls up to the hotel, and guys are like, holy shit, Led's dad's here with a boat. Like, we really did it. We're like, yeah.
Well, you get days off, right?
Even if we didn't, well, there's more to that.
Yeah, right, I'm sure.
So we were good friends with the East Hampton PD. So they had a harbor patrolling. I'm like, can I keep my boat at your float? They're like, yeah.
That's like, badass. Man.
Yeah, I'm going to jail for that, you know, like today.
You probably couldn't get away with that shit now.
You can't.
They'd be like, no, you can't give your boat.
And I remember it was a different chief or a supervisor calling up. I remember somebody calling me. They're like, listen, not even hello. Nobody says hello on the phone. They're like, you're in trouble automatically. Yeah. They're like, listen, you have your boat out there? And I'm like, hello, who is this? I'm like, yeah. What the fuck are you doing? All this going back and forth. I'm like, what? Everybody's like, what's the big deal? Like, half the detail was working. The other half, we were out in the boat, cruising around with these multimillionaires. Yeah. You know, everything. And then I took the judge out in the boat. Took the judge and his wife out in the boat. Deal. East Hampton PD was out there with us.
That's awesome.
And they're like, don't go fast. We can't keep up with you. Because my boat did like 70, 80 miles an hour. Oh, God. So I had the judge and his wife, and I was just, you know.
Take him on a cruise.
He was like, this is great. And
that's hilarious,
I want to say today, I think they still have the picture of the judge driving the boat on its refrigerator.
Oh, that is fucking awesome.
And he went on to become one of the attorney generals, U.S. attorney generals on the Bush.
Oh, that's cool, man.
So yeah,
that's a really good story.
That was good, and I bounced into him every here and there.
That's a good one.
And he was just a true gentleman.
That is awesome.
His son's a big time lawyer now too. Yeah. So yeah,
that's cool. That's a good one there.
That was funny stuff, stuff like that.
I didn't think about this before, but yeah, you were up there working on 9/11. What was 9/11 like?
No, I don't. I was in Brooklyn. I was in Brooklyn. I never went to Manhattan.
You guys didn't go.
No, we were 24/7 on the courthouse. We were just shut down. I mean, we weren't even out on a street like that. Was it? You had to secure the courthouse there. No shit. And then they had to bring prisoners back to court. You had to deal with the judges, the U.S. attorneys, and we had 2 buildings. We had the courthouse.
Was everything operating as usual with that after that happened? Right.
No, I think we were screwed up for a good week, and then a lot of guys too were pulled out and had to work at the airports. Because there was no air marshals, there was nothing.
Yeah, it was before the air marshals came about. Yeah.
The TSA, any of that stuff, and it was a lot. They were bringing out of towners, and guys that were deputized, working with Port Authority, and guys were at JFK and LaGuardia. It was a complete shit show.
Yeah, because nobody knew what to do.
Nobody knew what to do, and then the guys who thought they knew what to do, the bosses, they're
just making shit up on the fly.
Nobody knew. No, like, all right, stand security. Like, for what? What are we doing?
What are we looking for? I have my search.
Now you're working with different airlines and like, and you're like,
so many moving parts I could only imagine, dude.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. Yeah. There was like nothing going on then. Like,
no. And then we were, got like our pay rates and scales and everything suck. Yeah. We're not local police. We're not like the police or anything like that. We're federal agents. You're 1811. You're a U.S. Marshal or a federal or a special agent, and you max out. Yeah. We were losing money. We're working all these hours and not getting paid for it. And they're like, "Oh, you're screwed."
Damn.
You're like, "That's it. You're screwed." Like you can't put in like to get reimbursed or any of that.
Yeah.
You would see your paycheck negative $600. Like, so you worked all that for free. So we move on to the task forces now. We're working with TFOs and that. We work LEAP, we get that.
Yeah, how did tell me about like when the TFO program came about? What was that like? How was that going on? What started that?
The task force, the big creation of the task force.
And-
but still, men and women from local police departments, from really NYPD, were always getting deputized to go work with other agencies like the FBI and Secret Service and DEA.
So like it was kind of happening without officially happening, like without being designated as a task force. You guys were having people deputized.
Well, for other agencies, they were getting deputized. Like the Marshals run that program.
You guys just hadn't done it.
No, we haven't. We didn't have a big task force going. We were working with some NYPD guys, but I don't even think. I don't know. I was so young on the job.
Yeah.
I don't know. I only became
part of it.
Part of it is when the task forces came about, and then you started interacting daily with cops.
Yeah.
You know, at that time. Now, then we had office space. Guys were coming in and out of the courthouse or a different building or a different location, and then you're meeting. You know, some marshals are working with detectives, and now you start meeting them and developing relationships.
How was it getting into that program? Was it kind of like tricky, like getting everybody on the same page coming from different agencies, or did everybody kind of flow in and understand like what the deal was?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't remember that. I don't know. And I wasn't part of those
you
things
weren't part of
because
those
I was one of the workers.
Yeah.
I wasn't a supervisor yet until it was already in full motion. It was still happening, you know, because it happened right after September 11th, and it just exploded from there.
Yeah.
A bad term, but it just developed from there, you know, and became so huge. And it was a little couple groups in the city, and then it really was for Eastern New York. We had Brooklyn and Long Island, so guys were really trying to stay in Long Island because everybody lived out there instead of dealing with the traffic. And then it just multiplied. I mean, the false multiplication was unbelievable. Like everybody wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah.
It was just because NYPDs have their fugitive.
They have their own fugitive units.
Fugitive violence squad.
Yeah.
And they all wanted to be in on that, you know, because there was so much positive to it. And then just, you wanted the best of the best cops that were there. And it really was, you know, great. I mean, even the NYPD guys. And then I worked with so many great detectives and sergeants, and I'm still friendly with them today.
Yeah, it's cool.
And in the same out in Long Island, I worked with so many great, you know, they were detectives or sheriffs or probation, state troopers. And then Long Island was smaller because we all were in the courthouse, and it was part of a federal building as well. And you had DEA in there, FBI in there, ATF, and probably some others. But I was very close with DEA and FBI. And I had a great reputation, a great relationship with everybody, even the U.S. attorneys, because we work hand in hand with the U.S. attorneys.
Oh, yeah.
Some more so than any other federal agencies. I was already such in good, gracious friendships with the chief.
Well, you always have some kind of order, like phone order or this order or that order.
Yeah, and even extraditions.
Extraditions.
You know,
I was always up there too at the federal courthouse
all the time, and then they would now. It's like you only want to talk to one or two people.
Yeah,
and it was especially in the warrant squad, like the chief of general crimes. Her name's Judy. She's great. She just call me direct. Bobby, can you grab this guy at the airport? I'll get you the warrant. I'll get you all this stuff. Just do it. You're like, yeah. If she tried to do that with, you know, the FBI or CBP, it turns into a big headache. You know, and now it's just the marshals calling.
Yeah.
So now it's understood when I call CBP, they're like, yeah, come on in, grab the guy. No problem. We'll get him. We're just going to put a detainer on him. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Give me your detainer and we're going.
Yeah.
And it just developed. You know, it just developed. You had to have a reputation. And I earned that. I did it. And it was out in Long Island. Like one thing, I really believe, and I know, I was one of the first marshals to deal with MS-13s.
Oh, cool.
So in New York, it was huge. Yeah. I mean, granted, I think MS-13s are bigger in Maryland.
Yeah.
After New York. But we had some of the worst cases in the world out there you heard about. And the FBI, with some Long Island cops, they had the MS-13 gang task force. Specifically just for that gang. And they had so much work going on that they couldn't arrest everybody because they had to do their investigations. They had to build cases. So they would get warrants for people, and the U.S. attorneys were like, call Bobby, give it to him, and they'll go out and get them. Yeah. And I'm like, I'd go up there to the U.S. attorney's office with the FBI, and that was always button heads because the FBI doesn't want to turn a case over. So like, let's just do this without getting everybody else involved.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, now I tell the U.S. attorney, they're like, we have 5 cell phones for him. Okay, give me 5 orders.
Yeah.
You know, and I go downstairs.
I enjoyed that part of the job, like getting the phone orders and stuff. I
Really?
thought it was fun. Yeah. I thought
It got so much better today than it was yesterday because then you would have to sit there with a pen and paper and go through phone numbers
it's
to
so
try
much
to
easier
collect
now.
them all.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, what the hell is this? Now you just throw it into the
Well,
platform.
plus you just get it. You get your information you need. You type up the warrant that you need, and you send it to the USA, and they just take care of it for you.
They do everything.
And then
Everywhere.
you go up and swear to it and everything. But
Yeah. Yeah. That's the
I
same with the
loved it.
complaints when you arrest somebody on that too. Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah.
We would do that,
blast.
and I'd go right downstairs in Long Island, and there was 2 guys that did the phones,
Yeah.
and they love those cases because the U.S. attorney's on board. You know, instead
yeah.
of going back and forth, like this is, proving it.
Yeah.
They're like, here's the warrant, here's the complaint, here's the court order, here's everything. They get it. They send it off to
It was a
Verizon, and next thing you know,
it was a simple process.
yeah.
It was just
And then the guys would go, they're tracking the phone.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you get a phone call. They're like, let's do this tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
They're like, this is going to be great. I'm like, okay.
I'd be like, no, let's do it now. So we would go out. Like my wife would get pissed. She'd be like, it is Sunday at 5 a.m. What are you doing? I was like, it's got a phone hit. I got to leave. Boom.
You know who would do that too? Some of the detectives. One was just a Suffolk County detective.
Yeah.
Great detective. And he would wait till the end of the day because then overtime's kicking in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the phone just came on.
We
What
do
do you
that
guys
with
do?
the-
I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah,
I'm
we
going
just-
home.
just got a
bro.
ping
You don't
on
need
tower.
me.
Yeah.
There's 15 people that
Yeah.
want
I
to go
just had a
out.
tower ping. It just came up.
Yeah. But we got to sit on it for a little while,
Yeah.
to nail it down.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, that was great. Like as a TFO, you had like an overtime allotment. I think ours was like 19.5 a year or something. And you just like, you're going to get every penny of it.
you got it in the first month.
Yeah.
If you're in New
You're
York, I'm like,
maxed
that's
out.
gone. Then they would just go back to their departments. We need more money. You have to put in all the
that's
paperwork
what it was.
today to get
Different
more
pockets,
money.
man. But it was work, man. I mean, you were working. We worked around the fucking clock.
Yeah.
I mean, you earned every penny of it, but it was
Well,
fun. But
I
it was
think
fun work. That was the thing. You wanted to
It was
do
great.
Yeah.
It was great. It was so exciting, so different.
Yeah.
And it was for me and us up in New York, it was just so overwhelming. You didn't even know who you were going out on
No.
until you got there. Like next thing you know, you would, and let me tell you, I think some of those were the greatest moments or times is when you're doing your brief in the morning.
Yeah.
Or whatever time. But we always did early morning hits. And it was always so comical.
Yeah.
Because everybody's pissed off. It's early in the morning. They had shit go on yesterday. This goes on, that.
The wife's bitching at you because you didn't do
Everything
this.
is going on. It's
Yeah.
a Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, it is, dude.
And you're there, and then next thing you know, you're getting a piece of paper. You're looking at it. And you're like,
Yeah.
it's black. It's pitch black out. It's dark out. It's early in the morning.
I loved the unknown. Like I got sworn in, and then the very next day was my first day, like officially with the task force. And that night they're like, "Hey, we're leaving in the morning. You want to go?" I was like, "Where are we going?" They're like, "Virginia." I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'll go." And so I met up at a location, jumped in with one of the guys from the task force, and we drove like 2.5 hours to Virginia, kicked in a door, grabbed the guy, and came home.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a great day, man. This is a great fucking day. Kicking in doors in another state and heading on back, man.
Going.
That was a great job.
Oh, it was so much fun, especially
Yeah.
with the guys. Like, I hope it's great today. I hope it is.
Yeah.
But the guys and girls I worked with during my time was great.
That's how I feel, yeah.
It was the people that were there at those moments. And then when somebody new comes in or somebody leaves, it changes. It always changes.
Yeah,
It
the
becomes
politics
different.
change, the environment changes.
Yeah.
It all depends on your leadership.
And you always have, and I think it's the problem too, because you always have a leadership that don't know that part of the job.
Yeah.
That don't understand it.
Well-
for me, I understood the whole Marshal Service. I understood
Yeah.
it. I understood the criminal section. I understood operations with going to court. I understood the cell block. I understood transportation. I understood how to work with everybody and get
Yeah.
them in there. And I would do that. And I believe I became very good at it. And people say that about me. And it's very humbling, I guess.
For sure, yeah.
I feel good about it,
Yeah.
And I feel good when people talk about me and they say some of the things we did, the accomplishments.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we'll get into like everything you
Yeah.
went through, but it just validates what you went through.
You do,
know
because
what I mean?
I think the job is very hard.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
cop job is hard because you're waiting for something to happen. You know, you're the officers that are out there on the street. You're waiting for something. You're there. You're trying to interact with people, just to calm everybody down. Like stop. Compared to our job, going after fugitives.
Yeah.
It's a different type of job.
Yeah.
It's totally different. And when you try to talk to other cops or people that aren't in that type of work, that field.
Yeah.
Like for us, like we had the warrant.
Yeah.
Period. You had it. We had everything we needed right there. And we know this is it. This is where the intel got us to this address right here. So like, look, one of the guys used to say it all the time. He's like, look, I don't need someone to take the door.
Yeah.
I need someone to get me to the door.
Yeah.
I need great investigators, and that's what we had.
That's a good way to look at it.
I need someone to get me. I have 100 guys that can take this door, and they all want to do it.
Yeah.
But I got to get me to that door.
Yeah.
And you get me there, and great work because you have to research a person.
There's so much work goes into it. Yeah.
You have to find a person, and when you do that, it's an accomplishment. You know, you're
it's
there
not as easy as people think it is.
No, and then you have to surround whatever a house, an apartment. Listen, New York was easy to take people down, to arrest them, especially when you're in the ghetto and the projects, going up into the 18th floor. Like, all right, I need 4 guys. You know, I don't need 18.
Yeah,
this guy's not jumping out. Jump out the window, go right ahead, bro.
Yeah.
You know, we've had people do that.
Yeah,
and you hit the door, you're in. You know, and everybody. Very rarely did we have people fight us like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you always had the yelling and screaming and all this other stuff, but everybody gets down. Everybody on the ground.
Yeah, I've never had any major problems. I mean, you get a guy fight once in a while, but we never had any major problems.
We've gotten to fight. Listen,
outside of the one shooting we had, that was it. You know what I mean?
Look, you go back and forth with resumes or experience. You know, it's different atmosphere. Like, look, you ever been to a fight? Yeah, I get beat up.
Yeah.
Dislocated my shoulder, broke my shoulder. Yeah, I got beat up bad.
Yeah.
Got spit on, urine thrown on me, fought a guy with shit all over him.
Yeah.
Been in the most disgusting houses. There are probably cockroaches and dog shit on the floor. And been to arrested somebody and there was a dead body in the house. Like, what the hell? Been in shootings. Been arrested people, tased people, had pepper spray sprayed in the house. Like, come on. All these things.
To go back just for a second, like the whole leadership thing, I just want to touch on it because I always find this part weird is like when you go to like districts and you have like the marshal for the district, right? When I was in the marshal we had, I loved him, Mike McGowan. I can tell you a cool story where he helped me out, but I love the guy, but I always find it weird like the marshal for the district is an appointed position.
Yes.
And they don't have to have ever been an actual marshal that went through the Marshal Academy. I find that odd. Like they're politically appointed by like the president, basically.
It's history. It happened with George Washington.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's
and they never did away with it.
It's a cool historical aspect to the Marshals Service. I always found it odd that like to bring in like a leader from the outside who doesn't know that particular agency the way the others who have grown up, so to speak, through it. I always thought that was odd.
I find it very odd, and it sucks.
Yeah, it
sucks
can. Yeah,
as a deputy working in that thing, and all of a sudden the marshal comes in and wants to change everything around and do silly stuff. And the marshals always seem to placate more to the judges. Like they think that's the most important thing. And you have some marshals like that. The last marshal I had, his name was Charlie Dunn, NYPD inspector, and connected.
Yeah,
you know, he was on Bloomberg's detail. So a phone call gets made. He came in under Obama, right? Because then Trump came on. He came in under Obama, and he and I got along great.
Yeah,
great. I mean, because he was no nonsense, but he wanted the truth. Big supporter of me, and we became friendly. You know, but I knew the position. He was the marshal. I always called him the marshal. And when he called me on the phone, he's like, "Hey, it's Charlie. It's done." I'm like, "Who the fuck is Charlie? Like what?" I'm like, "It's the marshal." I'm like, "Oh, what do you want?"
Yeah.
And we had a great relationship. But he knew his position, his role, his spot. Yeah. So he would always go up with the judges and talk to them off the ledge because they wanted 15 marshals in their courtroom. They wanted this, they wanted that. He would calm them down. He would do some things to make them happy. But he let the chief run the district.
Yeah, yeah.
And he knew it. And our chief, Brian, him and Charlie got along great. Like they knew it. And Brian's a great guy. He rose up through the ranks, you know, and me and him were connected big time. And when you have that, it's great. It's great. Before that, we had another marshal in there who I adored. Loved this guy. His name is Gene. State trooper, came in and he just presented himself.
Yeah.
as the marshal.
Yeah.
Big 6 foot something. Love this guy. Turned out to be a big disappointment in the very end.
That's a shame, man.
Broke my heart.
Yeah.
He was there from day one, backing me up. I mean, he wrote a letter for me and sent it to Jeff Sessions that I was getting screwed. And then when it started playing out,
Backed out a
he
little
backed
bit.
down. And meanwhile, I'm like, you're retired.
Yeah.
You're in a tit gig.
Yeah.
You got nothing to lose. Nothing's going to happen to you. You got to do is tell the truth. And he didn't.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was disappointing. Very disappointing. But other people,
Yeah.
him, and even from my wife, she'll say it about him because he was from Long Island and he's been to my house. His wife was at my house. Like,
Yeah.
broke my heart.
That's no
He
loyalty.
broke my heart in the end.
That's a shame. Yeah, the marshal I had, I only went through one, and he was like, I didn't have a lot of dealings with him because he was the marshal and I was just TFO.
Yeah, it's different.
I saw him like twice, like each time I swore in to like renew my creds and shit.
What was he? Was he a regular cop? Was he a cop?
No, he came from a local large county agency.
Okay.
Retired from there as like the colonel, and then got appointed to the marshals. Now he's retired, and they're just either just brought in a new marshal or they're in the process of it. I can't remember. It's been vacant for a while. The politics side of it. But I never forget, the most I got to know him was, not to get off on my shit, but when I was shot, I was in the first week, I was in ICU for a week, and it was COVID, so I couldn't have visitors. so I couldn't see my wife and shit, but they were letting someone from my agency and someone from the Marshals Service with me 24/7. So I always had somebody with me.
Good.
And that man he was there every day and pulled multiple 12-hour shifts overnight sitting with me.
Wow.
As the marshal. And that said a lot about that guy's character right there.
It does.
Yeah. So, I'll always be appreciative of that for him. But yeah, he treated me very, very well. He treated me better than my own chief did. My chief came and saw me one time, but for about 10 minutes and never heard from him again for I don't know how long.
Can I stay on that talking point?
Yeah, sure.
Instead of drifting away?
Yeah.
So I was involved in a shooting, and Gene was the marshal, and he was right there, and he was by my side the whole time. And it wasn't me. It was my fugitive, my perp, and it was my partner, Tony, who was a Nassau County sheriff sergeant, and shot the perp. Didn't kill him. Mm-hmm. He was released in error out of a jail in like North Carolina or some shit.
Damn.
Stupid, right?
Paperwork error.
Yeah. Savage. And Tony shot him. I don't know if he shot him twice. And we're in a basement, a house apartment, fucking ear. My ears still ring. My ears are hearing shot, gone.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of guys that tried to jam me up over that. And it's like, it was all legit. And it was Tony, this other guy was a Nassau County detective, Joe, and a marshal, Mike. They were just like, this is fucking wrong, what they're doing to lead and everything. And then you just saw the dirtiness there.
Yeah.
But my partner, Tony, who shot the guy, he was nervous too because his wife got super scared, like with the politics and all that stuff. But we never left each other's side. Yeah. Like we're always talking, even today, even guys. But that was one thing. A shooting went down in New York. I wasn't there, but it was I was a supervisor, and it was the guys and girls that worked for me, and the task force. So it was a marshal who was on the task force and an NYPD detective on the task force, and it was 4 marshals from Eastern District, who worked directly for me, but we all worked under the task force, And they were going after this guy who was a sex offender out of California, and it was on America's Most Wanted, John Walsh, which I don't like that at all. Yeah. Because they always want to film something. Yeah. And they're on your ass, and people leak information. I don't like John Walsh at all because of what happened to those guys. So they're like, I remember the one guy, Pat, and I was in Brooklyn, me and the other supervisor, Joe Pitt. And he's like, hey, we're going out on it. We got something. We're on a phone. We got something. I'm like, all right. And I remember I was in Brooklyn. I had to go into Manhattan. And one of the other supervisors, Greg, who's on the task force in New York. He's like, yeah, I'm around. If anything, all good, all good. You're like, he was squared away. He used to work in Brooklyn, so he's a cop.
Yeah.
And a supervisor like me. So we're all dancing around. Now you're leaving. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, Thursday. And within an hour, dude, your world changes. And so I'm out, whatever. And now the phone calls are coming. And you're like, what? It fucks your head up. Mm-hmm. And I think I was in Rockaway. Like, I had to come back into Manhattan. Everybody's freaking out. And they're like, Pat was shot, one of the marshals. Mario was shot, one of the detectives. And it doesn't look good for Mario. And Ryan, another marshal. We don't know if he was shot or not, but his arms, he's bleeding all over the place, you know. And it was Ryan calling me. And I saved the recording of him going, and to call me, and he's like, Led, it's Ryan, shots fired, to hear that recording is like, it's fucking horrible. And I make it back into the city, into Bellevue, and it's just insane. The NYPD shuts the hospital down. It's just, I get in there, and they're like, Pat's in the operating room, and Ryan's in the room, and Mario's in surgery, and you're just like, you have no idea what to do. And I remember like the NYPD sergeants are like, listen, Led, what the fuck? And I'm like, it's on me now. I'm the main guy.
Right.
Where's all the paperwork on this guy? Where's this? And now this is when Jimmy O'Neill was the chief of detectives. And great guy, man, fucking great guy. And they're like, O'Neill's coming. This one's coming. They're like, they got a conference room in Bellevue Hospital, the biggest hospital in New York. They're like, where's your chief? And I remember calling Brian, like, you got to get here. They're like, we're coming. Everybody's coming. And we've been in shootings.
Yeah.
And I remember meeting Brian, going to get the chief. And I remember him looking at me going, Led, I don't want to be an expert at this. I'm like, but you are.
Yeah.
You're it, man. You're the man. So they're like, listen, O'Neill's in the room. You got to go talk to him. And I'm scared to death, man, you know? And plus, just because of him, his title, he's a big man.
Yeah.
And you go walking in there, and you've never seen so much NYPD brass in your life. And when a cop gets shot. And now they're all looking at you. And you're scared. You're just scared. You know, you're overwhelmed with stress. And my guys are in, like, is my guy Pat going to die? What's going to happen? And then you got everybody guys you're walking down a hallway, and guys are grabbing you. You need anything? What's this? What's that? Just too much going on. And it's going in there in a meeting room. Now it's secure. They're like, now you have uniformed cops outside the doors, like no one's getting in. And there's like 20 or 30 guys in there, like, that are running the NYPD, running the whole, like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I go up there, and I remember O'Neill looking at me, Led, take a breath. And you're like, he's like, your guys are the best. You're like, you're hearing that.
Yeah.
And
I get it, man.
it's just so much, but you went through it.
Yeah.
So we're looking on the outside in. And what happens after that is when you see the real cops and the real cowards.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I agree.
You just, like, I remember going there, and I wish the guy Pat was here right now. They all made it. They were all fine. The perp is dead.
Yeah.
But I remember going, like, guys stayed overnight with Pat and Mario. NYPD guys are there. The whole we shut down. We're like, because it never happened like that before the task force. And everybody was going around the clock, everything. And I came in the next day, and I had like 200 Egg McMuffins. Like, you don't know what to do. You don't know who's there.
Yeah.
And I just come in. Meanwhile, the hospital, it's giving them everything. You know, even all the cops, like, the floor is shut down.
Yeah.
And you walk in there, and like all these cops that don't know you know who you are. Like, I don't know any of these people here, NYPD guys. You have ESU outside the hospital doing security. And they have a picture of me. They're like, that's the boss.
They know you're the soup.
They know I'm the man. Like, they're like, all of a sudden cars are moving out of the way, and my car is on the sidewalk. And I go in there, and I'm just looking at, they're like, boss. Like guys are saying hello to you, girls are saying hello. You're like, how you doing? People opening the door. Like, I'm like, it's amazing. And I remember going in there and I see him Pat, and he got shot in the side here. And he's laying down, and I put McDonald's down. He's like, fuck is this shit? I'm like, I don't know. He goes, I don't eat McDonald's. I'm like, well, you're welcome. I'm like, fuck, just eat the goddamn thing. You know, we're now arguing.
Yeah, now you're going right back at it.
12 hours ago, I'm scared to death. And he had his mom and dad, his sister. I remember talking to his sister, and she was like, Led, man, thank you for everything, you know.
Well, that's what we do, man.
You just can't.
Yeah.
Even my wife, like, gets involved. Like, everybody gets involved, and you appreciate it. And, like, I know a lot of the guys that showed up. I know a lot that didn't. I know a lot that didn't. And even if they did show up, they weren't there.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, so to back up now, to go in. I'll wait to that one later on. I'll wait to that. It
but
hurts.
you're making a good point. Like, it just goes to show you, like you get in, which I hate the thin blue line thing, but, like, if there is a thin blue line, like, that's the thin blue line. Like, when you need someone, like, in that aspect, when you're injured or your family's in danger, like, they're going to be there for you.
Yeah.
Then you have the other side of the thin blue line, like people like to talk about, like, when you're there, people are there for you, like, getting jammed up and shit like that. That's a whole nother animal, you know.
When I got jammed up and I had everybody there. A couple of guys didn't.
Yeah.
But if I can stay on another talking point, I'm sorry.
No, you're
to
good.
do this, man.
You're
But
good.
Me and my wife have been together I think we're married 28 years. And I dig my wife, man. I'm like, you know, I love her more than she loves me.
Yeah.
And her mom and dad were involved in a horrible car accident. And we all knew it. And my wife, Roseanne, her family, her dad's side of the family, everybody's in law enforcement. Everybody. And her uncle was worked for, like, Department of Labor. He was NYPD and then retired and went to work for Department of Labor. Became like the SAC. Great guy. Still he's around. But Roseanne's dad died in a car accident. T-boned. A girl went through the red light on her cell phone.
Oh, man.
We knew it. I knew it. Like, guys looked.
Yeah.
We knew it. And it was going bad. It went bad. But before that, her mom was in the hospital for a good week or two. Bang. It was her dad that saved his wife because with the impact of the car, it was T-boned. Terrible, terrible scene. And it was the guys I work with, like one of the guys, Murph, was at my house the next, driving everybody around. Went to the hospital, get my brother-in-law, did this. And another girl was my supervisor. I was in warrants, the task force, and her name's Debbie. We called her Debbie Dynamite, you know, just tease her. And she was nonstop at my side every day. Like, and then even my chief, my old chief, they were like, whatever, Led's gone.
Yeah.
We'll get, he's working every day, but leave him alone. And people picking up my duty, grabbing my cases, just taking it.
Yeah.
And just unbelievable. And what happened was my father-in-law and my wife's dad, he was an executive for, like, Chase Bank or whatever, that did fraud investigations. And so it was different work, you know.
Yeah.
But so many people from my office got involved. And one of the men to get involved worked with me, and he played the bagpipes. And he came and he played the bagpipes at the funeral for...
Oh, wow, man.
Just because.
Yeah.
So things like that happen in life, you know. You're like, it was just unbelievable. The relationships and the camaraderie and, you know, the closeness.
When it all comes together.
When it all comes together.
See what's what, yeah.
You know, and they're all like, it didn't matter. It was my wife's dad.
Yeah.
And, like, all the guys I work with, local guys and marshals, they're like, it was all their dads.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
That's where it comes into play, and that's where that blue line comes into play, right?
That's it. Yeah.
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 Well, let's take a quick break here, and we come back. We'll jump into some El Chapo stories.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And
sure.
then we'll get into the nightmare that you went through at the end of your career there.
For sure.
All right.
Sorry,
We're
man.
back. We've been shooting the shit, but we're back. And before we get into the absolute fucking nightmare that Led had to go through, we're going to jump into the El Chapo thing, because I think that's kind of cool.
It's super cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It is so super cool. It's a proud moment. You know, it's history. It's historic. Just like the whole tradition of the Marshal Service.
It's like the largest case in New York City been put on in New York City.
No, I don't. I think at that time or in our lifetime, it's the biggest criminal in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Right. You're bringing in all these other guys that they're extraditing in now, but this was El Chapo.
Yeah.
This was it. You had Pablo Escobar and then you had El Chapo.
When did you come involved with the El Chapo thing? It was after he was in custody, right?
No, before.
It was before?
Before,
okay.
yeah, because DEA had the case out of Long Island.
Okay.
And, we work with them. They turn over cases and everything. And we had all the paperwork going back and forth.
Yeah.
And then marshals were involved with working it. There was marshals in Mexico. And one of the guys worked with me all the time. So he did the phones. And not saying his name, not saying who he, anything like that, but me and this guy are great friends.
Yeah.
Great friends. And he would call me because I didn't deal with the bullshit, the politics, the red tape or any of the bullshit. He'd be like, hey, man, I'm putting in a USM 11. Remember those? You have to put in? Yeah, USM 11. Yeah. It came right back to me because of you.
Good one.
And it's a stupid piece of paper.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, man, you got to sign off on this. We got an informant, we got a number, we got this, we got that. I'm like, whatever. I would
FID numbers.
Yeah, all this shit. I'm like, whatever. He's like, do it now so we can put it in and everything. And they were the guy. You follow protocol, but it's so so powerful to me, and the lingo like the FID number.
Yeah.
So we had to get that warrant. I had to get the complaint. I had to enter it into Jadis.
Yeah, Jadis.
Ray Jadis.
Yeah. I'm remembering all this shit now.
It's awesome. And putting it in there, and I had a blue, remember the blue folders?
Yeah.
And whatever I had in there that I got from DEA, put it all in there. But my name is on that.
Yeah.
My name's on it. And even when you saw the cases out of Chicago, out of California, New Hampshire had a warrant for them, Manhattan had a warrant for them. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And Miami, everybody. But my name's, and I have copies of it. I have copies of it, cool. So yeah, marshals, you want to come, arrest me because I have a copy of I have a win report, right? And to see my name on it today, it's so proud. I'm so proud of that.
Yeah, man.
And we got plaques and awards. I got pictures with El Chapo. I don't put it out there because they want to try to jam me up over it.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, you got guys they're taking pictures every day.
Yeah.
But to see my name as the supervisor, as the lead investigator, with the Marshal Service,
cool.
It's amazing. It's me. It was me.
Yeah.
And talking to the guys from DEA about that, and like they did everything.
Yeah.
And the U.S. attorney's like, hey, we're signing off on this. Make this happen because we were involved doing the phone.
Yeah.
So and then we were involved. We had the finance investigators too doing stuff. So it was one of the guys I work with.
That's cool.
So
man.
And then we had other marshals in different states that were doing things.
Yeah.
But they would send the 11 and like, you sign the 11 because the case is out of there. It's going to go to Eastern, not Arizona.
Right.
Okay. You just sign it. And it happened. It happened. But the night he was being extradited, I was not even there.
Oh.
I was in Vegas at SHOT Show.
Oh, no shit.
And I got a phone call from Kennedy at Fox News.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, hey, what the fuck? She was like, I just heard on Spanish CNN that El Chapo is being extradited. I'm like, what? She's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm not there. Yeah. I called back to Brooklyn to my chief and told him. He's like, what? Our own headquarters didn't even tell us.
That's nuts.
That's how it's a fucked up thing. So I'm like, I call MacArthur Airport because we deal with planes coming in and out of there.
Yeah.
Tell the security guys this is what's going on. Next, the DEA guys didn't even know out of Long Island that they were coming. So now everybody's calling. I'm telling everybody.
What agency's flying them in?
HSI.
HSI. Okay. Yeah.
And communication breakdown is shit.
Yeah.
Shit, because everybody was looking for the glory.
Oh, everybody wants to be the face of it.
All the people that did nothing. So I make all the phone calls. I had the phone guy out there. I had the girl that we're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. She was out there. ISLIP PD airport guys were out there. My chief was coming. Everybody was getting involved because then they were going to transport them from ISLIP to Manhattan to put them in MCC. the jail in there. Then he's coming to Brooklyn. It's a Brooklyn case.
Yeah.
But we're calling our own headquarters. Why did you guys not call us?
That's wild.
Well, it's need to know. We need to know. Where are you guys going to handle it?
Yeah.
It's not your SOG guys.
Yeah,
it's
you
not you
guys.
headquarters people.
Yeah.
That's why I get very
yeah.
pissed about the things they do. And that's why today I call them out, man. I call these guys out. Where were you?
Yeah.
Oh, on paper, you were part of El Chapo in headquarters. You weren't in Mexico. You didn't come to Brooklyn. You didn't go to Islip. You weren't in a cell. You weren't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. And don't tell me that you worked the ground in Mexico. You weren't there.
Yeah.
We know the guys that were there. So they're full of shit.
That's wild.
But then we get them into Brooklyn, and we have to bring in SOG to do the transport with those guys. I mean, listen, if I ever got appointed to become the director of the Marshal, I am doing away with SOG immediately.
Yeah.
There's no need for it because we're SOG. The guys that work the street.
I mean, how often do they get used?
Huh?
How often do they get used?
There's nothing for only a special assignment like that.
Yeah.
Coming in, what are they going to do? They prance around. They're all dressed in Cry precision clothes. Like, stop it. You're not doing that. Stop.
Yeah.
So they come in, and I know a bunch of those guys.
Yeah.
We would laugh and joke, but they took it for the
glory,
the run they could get.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to go do real deputy work. So.
I mean, it's not a bad gig. You get to run around and do fun tactical shit all the time. It's just
In Louisiana?
Yeah.
In Louisiana. Why
Why
do I need these guys from Louisiana to come to Brooklyn?
Is that where they're stationed out of?
Yeah.
They're based out of there,
Louisiana.
Yeah.
So stop. So then when we're in Brooklyn, and you still have the district guys that have to do things. Then we had to bring in out-of-state guys to go to court.
Yeah.
Then you had 24-hour security at the courthouse because we had things going on there. The transportating and back and forth was insane.
Yeah.
So we had to secure the whole courthouse perimeter.
Were you on any of the transports with him?
Me, no.
Yeah.
That's
below.
I was there. I'm in the cell block with the guy, seeing him every day. Going up in the courtroom, seeing it. The courtroom, he was up on the 6th floor, 7th floor, whatever the courtroom was. We had extra security up there. So you got to go through another magnetometer before you can get in the courtroom.
Damn.
And it was crazy. Shut down all over the place. Extra CSOs, the retired guys in there.
Yeah.
Extra deputies walking around. NYPD outside. FPS, Federal Protective Service outside.
Every alphabet.
Yeah, the FBI there, HSI there, DEA, everybody there. And
everybody there, nobody knows what each other's doing. They're just hanging out.
No, just hanging out. Just there. But everybody was great. Everybody was great. It was amazing, when they transport. You remember, now you're in New York, you had to go over to Manhattan. So you had to go over the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
You had NYPD, State Police, Aviation, Harbor Patrol.
Good.
There's so much going on because you just never know. And you're like,
think about all the money that's dumped into security for this thing.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome to all those people that worked there.
Good night, man.
You're welcome. All that money that went.
That's wild.
And then to go there to see in the courtroom, it was insane. I remember being up there. I remember one incident. I was in the courtroom, and one of Chapo's lawyers, who's actually a good guy. I forget his name. And you get to know the lawyers.
Yeah.
As a marshal, the defense attorneys, U.S. attorneys.
Because they're all dealing with him.
You're all there. Well, it's just even in general in your career. And the one U.S. attorney, Gina Parlavecchio or whatever, great lady, great person. Me and her are friendly. And I remember the Chapo's lawyer was arguing with her about something. And it was me and Brian, my chief, standing there. And I started arguing with him. I'm like, whoa, who do you think you're talking to? What are you doing? Because all the files were out or whatever. And he's like, she's like, well, you're leaving all this. I'm like, he's like, what do you want me to take it with me all the time? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yours. I'm not babysitting your files for you, no. And I remember my chief, Brian, was like, what are you going to beat up the defense attorney here? What are you doing? And I'm like, the guy's an idiot. And I'm right there telling him, wait, just don't be an ass, especially don't talk to her like that. She's giving you everything that you need. But Chapo himself, man, he looked like a movie character of a movie where somebody would play like a school janitor. That's what he looks like. His hairdo looks like a wig.
Yeah.
The color. He's just.
Did he talk much?
Yeah, he tried a little bit, but nothing like. he was fine. He
He
didn't
didn't give any problems or nothing.
not at all. He was. I think he was scared, not knowing what
Yeah.
And plus, all the marshals down there, the guys, they're all big guys, So
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't.
these guys go to the gym more than they work.
Yeah.
But you listen to some of the testimony that goes on, and then we were part of certain guy. Everyone has to have a top secret clearance to deal with a lot of stuff, man. So like I'm in a lot of these meetings. It was so amazing, to sit there and see some of the people, and like people are relying on each other, and to see some of the pictures of shit that they did in Mexico.
I can only imagine.
It's insane. Like it does nothing to like when you watch these horror movies, like what people are thinking. And videos, and then the evidence, like all the drugs, the money, the material, the items. I'm like, holy shit.
Were you in there for most of the trial?
No, it's so boring. No,
Yeah.
I hate court.
Yeah.
Going to court, I hate it. Boring.
Me too.
I didn't want to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
But I would go up and down there. And I was friendly with some media people. So like Kennedy from Fox News, I'm coming up. I'm like, yeah, come on up. And she's a wonderful person.
Yeah.
She would autographs, take pictures with the guys and the girls.
That's cool, yeah.
She's a great, great person.
Yeah. I loved her when she was with MTV.
Yeah, she's great. She's so
90s.
smart, man.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
smart.
That's cool.
And we even hooked guys up to go to Fox News to go on,
Oh, cool, yeah.
meet other people.
Yeah.
And they forget that.
Yeah.
The SAW guys, they all forget that all of a sudden. I'm like, yeah, you forgot.
Yeah.
Who knows who? And then I brought my wife into the courthouse
Oh,
to see the trial.
yeah.
And just because she knew,
Yeah,
and for me, I'm very proud of that.
Well, she lived that with you,
She lived it, and she knew all the guys, knows everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody knows my wife.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got to come into Brooklyn. So she does, and whatever. We were going out that night or whatever. And I bring her up to the courtroom, and all the guys up there knew her. And like, there's marshals in the courtroom too, so they all see her. And I sat her right behind Chapo's wife.
Oh, cool.
Who thinks, she was like, she's ugly in person with all the fakeness and the makeup.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, she's amazing. I'm like, amazing. She's ugly.
Yeah.
And my wife sat right behind her, but my wife was in there when somebody from the cartel was talking about killing people and what they were doing and all that. And when she talked, she blew her mind. Like, couldn't believe it. And then she looked at me differently. Like, wow, you did but what really topped it off, and it wasn't El Chapo seeing it. Then my wife, I left her in the courtroom. I wasn't even sitting up there with her. She's like, what? So I'm like, listen, when she wants to come out, can you bring her back downstairs? She don't know where to go in the courthouse.
She's lost up there, yeah.
She's like, you're just leaving me?
Yeah. Yeah, enjoy the show.
And then she's scared because Chapo's looking at his wife.
And
my wife is right behind her. And she's like, he knows who I am. I'm like, he doesn't know who you are.
Yeah, he's not thinking about you. Yeah. He's thinking about what's going to happen the rest of his life.
That's it. And, but it was afterwards, after Chapo, I think, when they came out with the Netflix, or before, it might have been, right, when Netflix came out with Narcos.
Oh, Narcos, yeah.
Whenever that happened, and my wife she loves all those stupid shows.
Yeah.
And she's watching Narcos, and she would just like pause it and be like, oh my God, you said that guy's name before. Like, who they're talking about on, I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm not even paying attention.
Yeah.
She's like, you were talking to one of the marshals on the phone, and then you did that. And I'm like, yeah.
Putting it together.
She's like, this is real. That's when reality hit her. I'm like, you've seen it.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm very proud of that.
Cool.
I'm proud of the guys and the girls I worked with on that.
Yeah.
And all we did in it.
That's a lot of moving parts, man, to be a part of too.
Oh my God, man. Yeah. But people ask, like, are you afraid of them? I'm not afraid of anybody.
Nah.
Not afraid. You're not getting out. You weren't getting out. You're not breaking out.
Plus, even if you did, he don't care about you.
No.
You know what I mean?
You can if you want. Go right ahead. If I'm on the list, I'm on the list. Go right ahead.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You know my name.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
But no, it's history, man.
It's
just something that's not going to go away.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, man.
And that's what happened with I see so much happening today in law enforcement, or especially just in the marshals, like in Brooklyn, I would have been a part of still.
Yeah.
Just because of the reputation and the work ethics and that, like I would have made sure my district was part of that. Like we were involved.
The historical value of it.
It's just amazing. Yeah. It's so amazing. And there's so many crazy things that happen in Brooklyn. Like I talk about, not just with El Chapo was huge, but it's Brooklyn too. We had the mafia cops, you know, that were on the payroll killing people.
Yeah.
You know, we had what was his name? The guy who had the Wu-Tang Clan album for like $1 million. It begins with an S or something. He did something with the medical scams.
I know what you're talking about.
But he was in there. Like I dealt with him.
Yeah.
You know, and
cool.
I think we even had custody of the album in the and I'm like, what? We got this here? And I might have been involved in that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cool.
And then like it's like look at back when I first started, we had the dirty cops with that guy, the cop Justin Volpe, who did the sodomy.
Was that NYPD guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we had that.
Yeah.
I mean, and then I remember we had something going on with wrestlers, the WWE.
Oh.
And like a fraud case or whatever. And I remember like the guy Triple H coming in there and some other ones.
Yeah.
And their lawyers asking if they could use our gym because they're on such schedules.
Yeah, they got to keep it going.
To keep working out. We're like, what? And I remember walking through and Marshals walking, they would carry all the shackles.
Yeah.
You had handcuffs, leg irons, and belly chains. You had chains.
Yeah.
Walking down, dragging them, you know, and I remember these wrestlers looking like, holy shit, like, and looking at someone like me dragging these things.
That's
like,
funny, dude.
But those are
the
things we were part of, you know?
That's cool, man.
So,
it's cool to look back on your career and see like the cool things, cool aspects of it and things that you were involved in. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Exciting stuff, you know?
Oh, dude, for sure, yeah. Let's jump into the absolute fucking chaos that ensued with you at the end there. Towards the end of your career. Let's just go ahead and run with it.
I'll go with it, huh?
Yeah.
There were so many moving parts with that, but it's just.
So this is basically, long story for like everybody listening. Basically, female deputy was basically being harassed by some male TFOs.
Yes.
And
boom, right from there. We'll go right from that. Yeah, we'll go right from there. Yeah. So yes, sir. This young lady worked for me. She was part of the task force, part of the district, and she was working in the sub office out in Long Island in Islip.
Yeah.
And she was one of none females on the task force at that specific time. We had a couple other women that would come in and out,
like part-timers or something.
Part-timers, yeah. And so what happened was in the beginning, some of the guys would just mess with her. You know, they were just personality conflicts.
Yeah.
And they didn't like her. She was a marshal. Now, don't forget, she's a marshal. You're on a marshal's task force.
Yeah, she's the actual marshal. And
she's a marshal. She's in charge.
Officer. Yeah.
Period. That's it. No matter. It doesn't matter what, you know. So they didn't like that. They didn't like her personality. And they would bully her, you know, pick on her, make fun of her. And she had tough skin. You know, she's an Army veteran, MP, had time on a job, you know, so did all the jobs, earned the spot, smart girl, you know, knew the job, and wasn't a slob, which, you know, fit.
Yeah.
And worked her ass off. And as a marshal, you know, some of them, they get called back. They got to go back into the district and work. You have to do admin work. You have to do more stuff than just, you know, work a fugitive case. You have to do more, you know. And she did it all. So they would mess with her. They would. Then it just started getting more and more and trying to get her jammed up. Not responding to text messages, not telling her about hits, not communicating their status, you know, because you're assigned to the task force full time.
They're just going off doing their own thing.
Their own thing. And then something would happen.
Which puts her in a position. Yeah.
Something would happen.
Yeah.
They make an arrest and the other guys would ask her, what happened? She's like, I didn't even know they went out. Why do you not know they went out? Because it was the two TFOs and then it was the one marshal who was an inspector from the task force who forgot where he came from. And he's a slob. He was a fat lard ass anyway, you know, piece of shit. And then there was the supervisor who's equal to me, and he was just a dope.
Yeah.
He played stupid, but in the end, it helped him being stupid.
Yeah.
So they were buddies with the two TFOs, and they all used Dawn. You know, she'll do her work for us. She wants to be here. She'll do anything to get the spot.
Yeah.
And she was busting her ass. And then it just started escalating. And then they would mess with her desk, move files around, mess with like little trinkets she had on her desk.
Stupid shit.
Stupid shit.
Yeah.
And then they would get more. Now they would have porn magazines on her desk. And Dawn was gay.
Yeah, now we're getting out of line, yeah.
Now they're asking about what she does with her girlfriend. I mean, the task force supervisor asked the girlfriend what sex was like at the bar. Like, what are we doing? You're married with kids. And these guys are married, bro. Some of these guys have daughters. And they're doing it. This is what we're doing. To a girl that you work with. This girl
How was she handling it at the time?
She
just rolled with it?
Yeah. You look, she had thick skin. She went with it. Until it came to a point, she, without talking to me, she would confide in this state trooper.
The TFO?
TFO.
Okay.
And I worked with him a bunch of times. He wasn't the best of the best.
Yeah.
You know, just running with it. And he would always badmouth the same guys that she was complaining about. But he would go back and socialize with them and tell them things. So he's two-faced.
Yeah.
And she didn't know that, but she really looked up to him. And then afterwards, things came out. But anyway, that guy at one particular time, he was in the office in the squad room, and she came in, and something had happened. Something petty had happened. She went by the guy she confided within, and he grabbed her and started messing with her and like grabbing her ass, fondling,
like groping her,
groping her out of the blue. Something like he would never do to show his allegiance to the bad guys. To be like, no, you can trust me. I can get stuff from her. And
that's
like,
wild.
This is all coming out. This comes out later on. We find this out. So she loses it from there, and she's embarrassed. She leaves crying, girl.
Yeah.
And I find this out the next day. And I'm like,
she tells you?
Tells me, I'm like, what the fuck? And this is like on a Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
So now I call the supervisor. I'm like, where the fuck are you? You're not going to believe this.
What's your title at this point?
Supervisor.
You're
I'm supervisor.
So
we're equal.
You're one of the soups of the task force.
I'm from the district, though. I'm a district guy.
Oh, okay, I got
I'm a
you,
district guy working on the task force and working in the district in warrants.
Yeah.
So I tell him, he's like, what's the problem? Just like, this is fucking going to go nowhere. So I tell him, he's like, shit, like listens. And he's like, all right, I'm going to find out. So while me and him are talking, that trooper calls and starts telling me, he's like, no, she took it out of hand. Like, oh, but you did do it. But she took it out of hand. We're like, so him, the supervisor, and me, he's like, all right, let's work on this over the weekend before. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, boom. He goes and tells his chief right away. So I'm like, I find out, I'm like, boom, I tell my chief, this is what happened. He's like, all right, look, what does she want to do? Does she want to get out of there? I'm like, so now I'm doing, what do you want to do? No, I'm okay. I just want to go to a different team. I don't want to be with him, blah, blah, blah. So we go. It just happened. Like, you're going to go out on another team. And then that was the Suffolk team, and then there was a Nassau team. So I'll put it out there. So now she's on the Nassau team, and this is Monday or Tuesday. She meets up with them to go do a hit. The guys from the Suffolk team show up because they find out what she told me, and I had told the supervisor about the trooper. So now they're with her. And she's like, why are they here? Like, why you want this hit?
Yeah.
They go in there, they hit the house. One of the TFOs that she makes a complaint about, they're just staring, him and another guy, they're just staring at her during the whole time. Everybody's securing a house. They come up, one of the guy hits her.
Like throws a shoulder into her?
Throws a shoulder at her, hits her. She's sitting on a civilian in the house and sees it. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Like a movie. It's like a movie playing out. So now she's scared. Dawn, scared.
Yeah.
They get done with the hit. She leaves. She tells now another marshal that's there with her what happened. And he's like, what? He doesn't want to handle this at all.
Yeah.
And he's just a deputy like her. They're both 12s.
Yeah.
So next you know, I'm getting phone calls from that guy. He's like, man, this is going bad. Next you know, I see her. I come out. And we're in the garage of the courthouse, and she's crying, telling me everything. And I'm like, holy shit. Now I got the supervisor calling me. Like, things are blowing up in seconds that I can't control. So as it's going on, I call my chief. I'm like, this is what happened. He goes, listen, she's got to file a complaint. if she wants anything to happen, I go, look, I already took her off the task force. She's like, you can't take her off the task force. I'm like, I took her off the task force. She's not coming in there. I sent her home. She's an emotional wreck. I don't know what to do. I don't have a daughter. I don't,
right.
I'm not a counselor. I'm a supervisor here, but everything comes on you.
Yeah.
Everything. So that happens. She documents everything. 20, 25 issues. I'm like, holy shit.
Damn.
Writes a detailed email because she has her partner, her girlfriend, helping her, who knows this. They put everything down in writing. Boom, send it in. My chief takes it. He's like, oh my God. We tell the marshal. We contact internal affairs. Damn. Now the ball starts rolling. Well, the task force, as you know, is congressionally funded. It's a headquarters position. They're part of IOD, Investigative Operations Division. The biggest thing in the Marshal Service. This is the biggest thing the Marshal Service has is the task forces. Well, some people from headquarters get involved. And Internal Affairs has it. Next thing you know, they're told not to investigate. They're like, IOD is going to investigate this. So the guy who's running IOD, the director of IOD, brings in an outsider who is a senior inspector who works for OSADEF in New Hampshire to investigate office culture of the task force.
Office culture.
Office culture.
So we're not going to investigate the fucking incident. We're going to investigate the culture.
Office culture. So we're going to do that because we're going to protect people now. So we're going to investigate ourselves. So they bring that guy in. That guy just so happens to be on SOG with the task force supervisor of Long Island who's on SOG. And they're both training instructors for regional training teams of people going on the task force. They're friends. So that goes to shit. During the investigation, they're all like, the problem is Led. He's not a hands-on supervisor. And the problem is Dawn, she took things out of content. So my marshal loses his mind over that, going, really? So one of her complaints was when somebody pees on your food and leaves it on your desk, because she had a big jug of cookies from like Costco on her desk.
Yeah.
One of the guys peed in it.
They peed in a fucking jug of cookies.
In the cookies. They peed in the cookies.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
That's what they did. So on top of everything else he did, so now this other director of the Marshal Service, who's like an acting guy, Tool, he's like, well, I didn't know about that one. We're going to investigate that specific incident. Complaint. Just that. So like, okay, as that's going on, and then the IOD investigating of itself, during that, the task force supervisor says, somebody broke into my office. Nothing was stolen. Nothing's out of place. Nothing. And I think it was lead. So I just get thrown under the bus. Yeah, it was lead. So I get interviewed. They pull video of the courthouse. And you see me walking around.
Yeah.
And you see, never go to his office.
Yeah.
But I'm accused of breaking into his office. That goes nowhere. The one TFO that shoved and hit Dawn, he comes to tracks me down at a Mets law enforcement baseball game at Shea Stadium to confront me because I went against him and the other guys and support Dawn.
Is he a TFO?
TFO.
What's wrong with these fucking dudes?
So that plays out. Now, and time's going on now.
Yeah.
So afterwards, they come back with everything, Dawn's thing. Nope, unsubstantiated. There's nothing there, blah, blah, blah. But while Internal Affairs interviews the TFO, who came after me, this is almost a year later, he had been taken off the task force because of what happened with me and him at the baseball game. But he was still working with the task force. He couldn't go to the courthouse. But he could still work on the task force. We're like, this is a shit show.
What in the fuck?
Yeah. He goes and sits down with Internal Affairs. And they're like, okay, Internal Affairs, this is how they open it up. Do you have anything to tell us? Yes, I do. Led's a racist.
What?
A year later, after the IOD investigation and after the cookie jar investigation, a year later, nobody says anything about me. This man comes down and he goes, Led's a racist. He says the N-word hundreds to thousands of times a day.
Why are they still attacked by fucking with you? Like, what's the fucking...
Because I didn't support them and getting them kicked off the task force.
And they're just ate up with this.
Yep. Egos, man. Egos, yeah.
What the fuck?
And internal affairs don't like me because I badmouthed them during the investigation going, this is a joke.
Yeah.
This girl's reporting crimes and you all are doing nothing.
So
Headquarters is a joke. I'm bad.
In the meantime, she's off the task force. She's just over in the building doing court shit or whatever.
There's just doors separating everybody. So people are walking by each other.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, now people are getting into arguments with each other. District people are arguing with task force people. The internals are coming up left and right all over the place about things. So, yeah, that goes on. And not only do they say I'm a racist, they're like, Led owns a gym with his informant. I own a gym. They do financial investigations on me. They're doing my background checks. They're like, not only that, but Suffolk PD has been to his house for domestics. Now they're running rap sheets on me that I'm getting arrested.
What?
Now I'm a target.
So I assume they pulled all that and realized, like, no, there's been no domestics at the house.
Nothing. But do I get cleared? Does anything happen to those people? Nothing. It's accusations they have to investigate.
So all these accusations of you, like, owning a gym with a fucking CI or being in domestics with your wife, they're all cleared because they're proven like that didn't happen. There's no records of this anywhere.
Nope.
Suffolk
And even the
never went
racism,
to-
the best is the racism, is that I'm a racist. And
Did anybody get in trouble for making false reports?
the TFOs? No. Because the Marshals Service can't do anything to them because they're local police.
Oh yeah, they're not under the
They committed a crime.
That goes to their department.
They committed a crime, no. But they committed a crime. You lied to federal agents.
Yeah.
You can go to jail for 5 years.
False report.
You can go to jail for 5 years because we say that to the perps on the street if they lie to us.
False report. Yeah.
False report. And plus, we do have jurisdiction over them. We deputize them. They're part of the Marshals Task Force.
Yeah, like when I was with the Marshals, yeah, I had to abide by like the policies and procedures of my agency, but I still fell under the Marshals guidelines. That's part of your being deputized as a Marshal.
Listen, the bottom line is they lied under investigation. You lied. You swore to a statement that I was this and that, and it wasn't there.
That's wild.
And then my own agency turns around and starts investigating the hell out of me as being a racist. And then they're asking people I work with, pulling people because of their names, their backgrounds, to see. And they're like, no, it's not it. It went so bad that when I had to go before a deciding official on that case.
Yeah.
And while that case is going on, I go to interview with that deciding official who's the chief. I have hundreds of letters of support, outstanding. Everything is in the green for me. Sit down with her and 3.5 hours. Tell everything. But while that's going on, she gets a phone call from a civilian who's friends with those TFOs. How she gets the number, we have no idea, but somebody leaked everything out. So we know that happened. And she goes, Bobby Ledogar steals evidence and he stole a cell phone and gave it to me. They're like, where's the cell phone? I don't have it. But he also steals ammo and gives it to me. And he misuses his government car and he drinks and drives and he's a bouncer at a bar. And
You're a bouncer.
I'm a bouncer at a bar.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'm a bouncer at a bar, and he filed for bankruptcy. Right there, I'll lose my top secret clearance immediately, and probably get removed for bankruptcy.
Like I don't even see the
But
reason.
this is being told while I'm being proposed removed as a racist. And not only that, with my informant that they said I owned a gym from, Internal Affairs is looking at me because that same informant, the task force people knew, and they were like, oh yeah, his wife had a relationship with the informant.
Man, they're really going above and beyond here with some wild
So I
shit.
have 2 open investigations while I'm being proposed removed.
And no one's sitting
I'm
here.
getting fired. Internal Affairs is still looking at me and they proposed to fire me. So now, that's in 2017 now. So I went from 2015 with all kinds of stuff protecting Dawn to being a target and being terminated. I get cleared from that termination. And after speaking with that deciding official, she sends Internal Affairs to go to the task force because there's so much dirty shit going on there. So I have to show, to defend myself, that Dawn provided information that they were stealing, the task force guys were stealing items from perps they were arresting, and they had like a trophy case, like a BMW car keys, all this stuff they would have there. And we had the photographs showing the evidence, but we didn't have any of the items, so they just washed it away.
Like no one from IA thought, wait a minute. we have all these weird, wild,
One guy did.
outlandish complaints coming in on lead. What? This is too weird. This is just...
One guy I think did, and he went on to become somebody, and he just got away from it. And he was a black guy. He was a black guy, yeah.
Career
and I
move.
think he saw the writing on the wall, and I think he could have did more.
Yeah. But he didn't want to get involved in when he's moving his career along. He has not getting in this shit.
But it was funny though. It's like I'm being investigated as a racist by black investigators. I'm like, are you kidding me with this? Like, are you kidding me? You have black guys that work with me and for me and all over, coming out, going, not just black, Spanish, Indian, women, everybody. They're all like, I have more support than the Marshal Service has employees. So then I go from 2017, I get cleared. I had to pay for my own lawyer.
And you're still operating with the task forces.
I'm 100%. I'm still a supervisor. I'm still working. Nothing. Here's your gun and badge back. Everything. Everything. Even when I was proposed removal, they take your badge and gun in your car.
Yeah.
Everything. And they make you come to work. And I'm still the supervisor in warrants because my chief had my back and the marshal had my back. They're like, he did nothing wrong. Here I am making life decisions for people, like go out and arrest these people, setting up trip, doing the job with no
creds ran.
Nothing. Nothing. No gun. Take the train home. You know, like what? Lost my car. Everything. And I'm the boss.
What in the fuck?
So then now I'm got more internals on me. So I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. And so I go from 2017 under internal to 2019. 2 years under internal. Supposed to be done in 90 days. 2 years. It was 2 years to the date in April when I went before the deciding official in 2017, when internal called me in for 2 days of interviews. And they come back. They start asking me questions if I'm a racist. They start asking me if I steal evidence, I steal money, if I take drugs, I sell drugs. The best one was I steal social security numbers and sell them to people for fake ID. I'm like, what? A bouncer at a bar. I steal evidence. I steal ammo.
I just find it crazy that people actually thought this was a good idea, knowing these are things that are easily to prove if you did them. Like,
well, my thing is, yes, exactly.
Like,
and
they would be very easy to prove.
I mishandle my informant, which I have everything handed.
Yeah.
Everything's documented. Everything. And that's why I like talking to cops.
Yeah.
Experts who did the job, who know it. Even internal
well, John Q. Public hears this and they're like, oh my God, like this guy is da-da-da-da-da. But
you think I'm full of shit.
You think I'm full of shit. I agree with you. If I didn't know better, because I wasn't if I hadn't been in law enforcement for 20 fucking years, not even at the federal level, just in general, in law enforcement, I would be like, this is fucking crazy. But it is crazy. But I also know, as working in law enforcement for 20 fucking years, I totally understand how this could fucking happen, because I work with idiots during portions of my career as well who did the same kind of shit. And that's just like, when it comes to like being a cop, you want to think, oh, these guys are squared away. No, you have fucking morons that get hired and have no business having a gun or a badge anywhere, but they're out there.
Well, the best is too, is you hear it, well, with me, with my story, because it's all about,
the only reason I'm saying this is because I believe you, because I've seen paperwork and documents.
Thank you.
That are backing this for those listening. I've seen official paperwork on things, and the whole thing is just fucking insane. Like, all the stuff that you were accused of doing there's such simple things to investigate and prove within fucking minutes. You know?
The biggest one, and I wish that would have did, like there's so many to it right there, but I was investigated also by OIG.
Yeah.
The OIG, the top of the top internal affairs. And they saw nothing. They're like, he did nothing wrong. This is nothing more than a management issue. Like, to my own district, to my chief. Like, yeah, if there's anything here, maybe he screwed up on some paperwork, but there's nothing, there's no criminal stuff here. There's nothing there. Yeah. But internal affairs took that, like, well, we're not going to turn it over to the district. We're going to investigate him more. And they did everything. Everything you do.
I feel like this is all just to save face for the task force is all it is.
Totally was.
And someone's got to take a hit, and they're like, you know what, Led's going to take the hit. Fuck it.
Well, my thought of it all too is that there was a lot of personality conflicts. It was very personal. I called out a lot of people.
You pissed staff off.
I pissed off. Yes, I told the truth.
Yeah.
I hurt your feelings. My feelings get hurt every day.
Led's a problem for us. He's got to go.
Yeah, but I don't even work with those people. Yes. Yeah.
And
they're
totally
cowards. They're cowards, and it's funny. And you might even know some of the same guys.
I probably do because I've done a lot of work
happen.
with them.
You'll know, and you'll feel bad.
Yeah.
That the guy turned out to be a coward, but it is what it is. Life happens, and for me, it sucked, bro. It sucked. I went through 5 years of hell, and doing all that and go backwards to dance on this one is. U.S. Marshals are appointed by the president. It's a political position.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier. Yeah.
I was being considered to be the Marshal of Eastern New York while I was being investigated by Internal Affairs.
While you're being investigated for all this crazy bullshit.
Yep. And not only that,
you were put in to be.
I was being looked at
to be considered
under
for
Trump's
that position.
administration, the first one by the presidential people. I had to submit a package to them.
While this is going on.
Yes.
So what the fuck does that tell you?
It's a disgrace.
What a fucking joke.
And not only that. When we talk about it, and you know it, my district, Eastern New York, received the biggest District of the Year award from the Marshals, which is huge, because of El Chapo and the arrest of Andre Nevison, an America's Marshals top 15 most wanted, because of me.
That's nuts.
And I'm being investigated by Internal Affairs to be fired. And if they had it up to them, they would have arrested me.
Yeah.
And then, so I go through all that, and now it's April 2020. Everything's on April for me. I hate the month of April. April 2020.
Yeah.
The 20th. I get a phone call. I'm in Florida. It's during COVID. We're all shut down. And I'm proposed removed during COVID to be fired. Have to go again to defend myself, do everything. And at this time, this lady was a piece of shit. Deciding official. She's a tool. And she knows me. She knows me. She's my class advisor. She's garbage. And lied. Just lied. She's like, the Marshal Service has no faith or confidence in you to perform at a successful level. We don't trust you to testify or anything. Really, because I've been getting outstanding
evals
for my whole career. I'm getting everything.
Yeah.
And when would I testify? We're in lockdown.
Yeah.
It's COVID. I have no cases. And I submitted my paperwork to retire. And I was approved to retire, but they fired me 70 days before I could retire.
That's spiteful, man.
Very
That's
personal.
just to fuck with you. That is personal.
Very personal. And they all say it. And I'm too deep in it.
Yeah.
But there's too many other clear minds that listen to it and read everything.
Yeah.
And know all
How many
the
years
done.
did you have on when you left?
When I was terminated?
Yeah.
24 years and 10 months. I was 49 years old. August would have been my 50th birthday.
That's nuts.
So I was inches away. And what's really so bothersome is that we were on COVID and everything was locked. You fired me during, what was the importance?
Yeah.
And what really, and more things that break my heart on it, is that I received a letter of support from every chief I ever worked for, even current, telling her, who was a chief, and they all knew her, just let him retire.
That's wild, man.
Let him retire. Yeah.
How do you, looking back now, I mean, we talked beforehand, off camera too, about the Marshals and stuff, my time with them. And you mentioned, even looking back, you're very proud of everything you did. Are you still proud to have said, you were a U.S. Marshal for your career?
No, I'm very uncomfortable to say it.
That? Yeah.
I walk in fear on that one because I'm afraid, to say anything. Talking here with you is comfortable.
Sure, yeah.
And it's storytelling. But no, it's very, it's my feelings are hurt.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I don't know what more to say about it. Maybe there's some smarter words to say, but that's it. I don't have a badge.
Yeah.
I don't have a
You don't
plaque.
feel the honor of it anymore.
It's gone. Because you know what I can say?
Yeah.
And to you know, is people like us, we've accomplished something.
Yeah.
We're educated. We've maintained qualifications and got certificates and got awards and recognition and held responsibilities and been through audits. I had all that.
Yeah.
And now, I did all that. And for some of these people, the whole program with the Marshal Service is terrible on what they do to the men and women.
Yeah.
They jam them up. It's terrible. And probably in every agency, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's law enforcement in general, yeah.
It's horrible what you do because it was a slap of their finger. You took everything. You killed me.
Yeah.
You wanted me to die. You tried to kill me. And mentally, physically, emotionally, everything you could possibly think of, you destroyed me because I'm going to be 50 years old. I have no job. I have no pension. I have no money. I have no benefits. I have no medical coverage, nothing for what you're speculated of me or your opinion.
Yeah.
There was no evidence to do what you did to me. You know, we believe you violated the code of professional responsibility. Everybody violates the code of professional responsibility. But it was to fire me over it.
So what was the reasoning for fire? What was the final thing that they said? This is it. This is why.
Listen, there's so many things like we can go tit for tat on, and this one really bothers me a lot. Is that they fired me? The biggest one was lack of candor, lying, which isn't lying. Lack of candor is just it's a string to get you to lying. You know that they can't get you on lying.
Yeah.
So it's lack of candor, and for law enforcement, it's terrible. It's federal agent, it's horrible. So, and it was the deciding official. She's a mutt. And she came out and said, you lack candor because you were not forthcoming during your interview with Internal Affairs, that they had to keep asking you questions on stuff that you should have came forward about. But I wasn't accused of anything.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the interview, the Internal Affairs investigator was a chief, same as her. The very end, he said, on the record, and we used it as my case, he says, "Thank you for your candor and bringing this all to our attention." Where am I lying? Your chief investigator from Internal Affairs says, "Thank you for your candor," who sat in for 2 days of interviews with me.
Yeah.
"Thank you for your candor." Then they got conduct on becoming a supervisor. Good. You know what? That's a badge of honor.
Yeah.
With all the men and women that I protected and worked for me, I like that one.
Yeah.
And misuse of your IT equipment, your cell phone. Really? All things like we're like, just suspend me for 7 days. Just suspend me. You're coming after me. We know it. But yeah.
That's wild, man. It's disheartening to hear that you had such a cool career, and then it just ends on something so fucking random and weird and just outlandish.
But look, I'm not an angel.
Yeah. None of us are, man.
I'm not an angel. Is there policies that you can look at and be like, you didn't do right by policy?
That's everybody. There's so many fucking policies.
But we're going to do that then do it to everybody. And if I'm so evil and such a bad person, how come you didn't notify all the people I arrested that I was conduct unbecoming?
That's a shame, man. I mean, like me, you were a marshal. I was a special deputy. I was just TFO. So I'm a whole nother side of I see things or you see a lot of things and do a lot of things I never had to, because that's a whole nother different fucking events. You know what I mean? But I've always been very thankful and fortunate for my experience there, and it just sucks to hear on the other side of things, like shit like that happen. And it's
what sucks to hear and see, and this is an emotional part, is I always I think does my wife look at me differently? Does my parents look at me differently? Do my anybody in my family look at me differently? And I know they don't.
Yeah.
Because they know, like my wife knows the story inside and out.
And they know you.
And she knows it better. It's like she read everything, saw everything. She was able to sit down with the lawyers and go over everything, with my chief, with my friend Craig, who read everything, and he was just like, my friend Craig read every he's like, "Listen, you fucked up here. You fucked up.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be fired. You shouldn't get fired over this.
Yeah,
you should be, like, all right, let Mully talk to you and tell you screwed up.
Yeah,
okay, problem solved.
Lose some hours here, some hours there or something. Yeah.
Not even, yeah. Not even. Because if I was, you were coming after me for crime, but you kept me doing the job.
Yeah.
Like the whole process is terrible. The process is the punishment.
Yeah.
It's torture. But to linger on that, it hurts me to hear so many smart guys and girls and people who looked up to me or look at me or there for me, to sit there and say that I'm a legend, or my legacy, the things I did, that hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
In a good way. It does. But it still does. It hurts. So it's things like that. It's because of everything that we have accomplished. It was all taken away.
Yeah.
Off of nothing.
Yeah.
Off of garbage. And I really believe that cops at any level when you go through the process of anything with the IA or any kind of negative thing, you're a better cop. You really are. Those cops are the best cops, the ones who got involved in any kind of controversy, anything like that, anything. You know, not even just with internal or just like being looked at by your chief. If somebody questions you, you're fucking squared. You're a good guy or girl. You know, you're the best. And it's the people that question you or judge you or characterize you that never did what you did.
Yeah.
And they can't do it. They can't do your job.
Yeah.
I believe that. I still deep down believe it. And I'll debate that with people. And that's why I always laugh at people who want to characterize me now that they're retired.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I mean, you know, when it comes down to it, as long as you can, regardless of the outcome of what happened, as long as you can look back and say you did everything the best you could, the way you knew how to do it, and you went and changed the way you did it, then what else was there to be upset
Nothing.
about?
I mean, there's so much more, like, to tell you more on it too. Like, listen, I'm 5'6", man, 160 pounds. I had to protect my wife and provide for my family.
Yeah.
You know, and it got so bad for us. Like, people were coming to our house and sitting outside my house, like, to scare my family, my wife, my mother-in-law. We had a nice house in Long Island. I had to sell my house and leave New York while I was being invested and still working in New York. Like, my parents had an apartment.
Like unmarked cars and shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
They would just come park
Suffolk
up.
Sheriffs. Yeah. Yeah. We know it. We know who they were. People were coming into my driveway and putting screws in the tires of our car, in my wife's car. What are we doing? I felt like the movie Cop Town with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking trying to kill me. Like this is what was happening. Because of getting removed from the task force?
That's insane.
Yeah. And my agency knew it. I had guys come up to me telling me, Led, do not come to the task force in Long Island because the guys there think you dropped paper on the supervisor. I go, well, why don't you tell those guys that it was the supervisor who dropped paper on me?
Yeah.
Like, why are you allowing this to happen? So, like, everybody was afraid
That's wild.
to do it, to tell the truth and just get wrapped up into it. So, yeah.
That's wild.
So I that's another argument or a talking point. When I hear guys, people, you fuck with my family, I'll kill you. Really? What are you going to do? Like, I had to protect my family.
That's
I was
insane.
working in Brooklyn and we're in Long Island. I'm 60 miles from home. I'm like, we got to get out. You know, and my wife saw the writing on the wall too. She's like, what? We're going to lose everything. And we were there. We were there, man, to lose everything because that's what happened. I got fired 70 days before I could retire.
Have you met anybody else from the Marshals Service that retired or had similar situations like this or anything? Have you come across anybody in your travels?
No, I think I'm one of none.
Yeah.
I know guys who've been fired and it just became some people committed crime.
Yeah.
But there's guys, yes, people today have reach out to me because of who I am and they hear me out there.
From other federal agencies and stuff. Yeah.
Even marshals, they're like, look, I was just terminated. What do I do? I'm like, you shouldn't have called me this late, but I'll help you and help you. But you got to get a lawyer. You have to contact the police foundation because we have no union.
Yeah.
We have nothing.
Yeah, you guys aren't union. That's why.
Nothing. Like, I have a police foundation, the National Police Defense Foundation. They saved my life, man. And if it wasn't for two Spanish guys who knows the president of that foundation to get me there, I would have never had that. And then there's another police foundation, the Federal Enforcement of Homeland Security Foundation. The men and women in there, they're the ones that were backing me to be the marshal.
That's wild.
They're unbelievable powerful, and they were helping me with defense funds and letters. All these people went to bat for me. Why? If I'm what you're saying, Marshal Service, where is this all coming from? And I really can sleep better at nighttime. Ultimately, and I don't sleep all the time, is my wife never left my side.
Yeah, she stayed with you. Well, because she knew you. She knew this was all bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But amazing, right? Amazing. And we've had a tough time, me and my wife.
For sure,
you know?
man, yeah.
But almost 30 years.
Yeah.
So, for you, the Marshal Service, to say what you said about me, you said it about my family. You said it about my wife, my parents.
Yeah.
my friends, the coworker, because you're outing me as being this bad person. None of these people are bad.
Yeah.
So it's terrible what they can do to somebody. And you're
wild.
right, because I love it. Thank you for saying like, no,
Yeah.
I think you're full of shit, but
Yeah.
you don't. You know,
Yeah. I can
you
totally
know,
see
and
crazy
we don't
shit.
know each other.
Yeah.
And we don't know each other at all.
Just
and
going
you,
from a law enforcement side of things, man, I see fucked up shit, weird shit well, used to when I was working, weird shit all the time. And plus, I was a union rep, so I dealt with shit all the time.
okay. So it gets deeper.
I always
in
saw crazy shit, outlandish shit all the time. The shit you would think that's unbelievable. It's like, no, people are really making these complaints. This is the world we live in.
Yeah.
Yes, it's sorry you feel that way, that you had that lasting impression with the Marshals. Then you walk in here and I got Marshal shit everywhere. I got my fucking retired creds. I got my fucking Purple Heart. I got fucking my vest and shit up here. Yeah, just staring at you right in the
staring
face.
at
Man.
like your part, your internal affairs.
Yeah, like I'm Marshal's eye sit here, man.
No, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, and thank God you're alive. And
yeah, I appreciate it.
and I think you know, good for you. You earned it. You earned it.
Yeah, thank
and I believe I earned everything too.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm proud of it. It's you know, look, I go out. You know, my friends, guys that have retired that worked with me.
You still have friends on the job with Marshals?
Yeah.
You still talk to guys there? Yeah, nice.
Yeah. A lot of people became very successful because of me.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll tell you that. They call me looking for advice.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It's a great thing. You know, and I feel so
Yeah.
bad for them, what they got to deal with.
Yeah, it's awful, man. I'm sorry you had to go through all that, and that's your lasting impression with the with USMS. It's a raw shitty deal, man. But I appreciate you coming on and sharing it. I know a little bit of back and forth getting you on here, but we got you here and along your travels, so I'm glad we did. I'm glad it worked out, man.
No, this was great. This is a great thing that you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. I
You know,
appreciate
doing
it.
it.
Yeah.
This is a great setup to talking about it and getting it out there.
Yeah.
You know, it helps.
Yeah. I know there's probably some other things we didn't touch on, but I know you've been on a lot of other podcasts. So for all of you watching and listening, head out, jump on YouTube or whatever it is and check out the other podcasts that Led's done because they're all pretty good too. So
Yeah, yours too.
yeah.
Good
Appreciate
things
it,
you
brother.
do, man. Thank you.